There's a very, very, very good chance we'll see him at the big league level.
Then on the other side, one of the most reliable starters in all of Major League Baseball and the prized acquisition of the offseason for Jay's team looking to return to the World Series. It's Dylan Cease on the mound making his second spring training start here in Florida.
Yeah, I knew he was going to get a big deal. 7 years, $210 million. It was a little bit bigger than I expected, but sometimes you have to overpay when you need a big-time ace like a Dylan Cease. He pairs up with Kevin Gausman as a great 1-2 combination for the Blue Jays. The question for me with Dylan Cease, he had an off year last year. He's not in the zone as much as they would like. Can the Blue Jays make some adjustments to make him more confident with certain pitches being in the strike zone a little bit more? And if you're going to sign him to that kind of deal, you feel like that's the case.
So it's Richie for the Braves, Cease for the Jays, and the Blue Jays and the Braves mixing it up here in Grapefruit League action on this Tuesday afternoon. We'll have the starting lineups when we come back. This is Atlanta Braves Spring Training Baseball on the Atlanta Braves Radio Network.
Thanks to you, Aikens Ford & Winder was America's #1 retail volume Ford dealer last year, and we're not letting up. Hi, this is Brad Aikens, and we appreciate everyone who helped get us to the top. So at Aikens Ford, we'll continue to bring you the best prices on the largest selection of Ford cars, trucks, and SUVs. No games, no gimmicks. So the next time you're ready to buy, come see us at Aikens Ford & Winder or visit us at AikensFord.com. Claim based off Ford's 2025 retail sales report. Aikens, we're closer, bigger, and sell more Fords than you think.
Are you tired of your food tasting tasty but somehow not quite tasty enough? That's why the original Louisiana brand hot sauce invented the original Louisiana brand hot sauce. It's the perfect balance of peppery peppers, tarty vinegar, and the salty tears of Mets fans who cried because they didn't win. But everyone can win at eating something delicious with the original Louisiana brand hot sauce, the official hot sauce of the Atlanta Braves. That's Louisiana hot. Buy you some.
Enjoy more ways to save at Kroger, like low prices in every aisle. And when you download the Kroger app, you can clip and save more with digital coupons every week. Plus, you can earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. At Kroger, you can enjoy more ways to save and more rewards every time you shop. So it's always easy to save big every day with savings and rewards. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply. See site for details.
When the game is on the line, you need a team you can depend on. The same is true when shopping for a luxury vehicle. That's why I depend on the winning team at Jim Ellis Cadillac.
Enjoy a quick, easy, and convenient shopping experience with a team of experts you can trust.
Find your new Cadillac at JimEllisCadillac.com or stop by for a VIP shopping experience just inside I-285 on Peachtree Boulevard.
Jim Ellis Cadillac, where you can always expect the best.
Jim Ellis, expect the best.
My name is Patrick, and I'm the Military Outreach Manager at the Warrior Alliance. I served in the U.S. Army as an airborne ranger and deployed to several combat zones in support of the global war on terror. Veterans bring excellence through our work ethic, skills, and civic duty. However, transitioning to civilian life can be difficult, as we all share a loss of purpose when leaving the military. Returning veterans have earned and deserve our support so they can thrive on their journey home. The Warrior Alliance understands the challenge and is helping warriors navigate to success after service. Join us in changing thousands of lives for the better. Donate today at thewarrioralliance.org.
What if you could have the most reliable Wi-Fi at the same price for 5 years? That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included. Plus, get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. Just 5 years of fiber-powered Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to the devices that need them most. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity. Imagine that. Select plans only. Restrictions apply. Powered by fiber. Connected to the premises by coaxial cable. Actual speeds vary.
Number 47. A beautiful day at TD Ballpark in Dunedin, Florida. Alongside Nick Green, I'm Jack Johnson. Thanks for joining us on the Atlanta Braves Radio Network. Braves in town to play the Blue Jays. This is year number 50 for the Jays at their spring training yard in Dunedin. Time for the starting lineups. First for the Atlanta Braves, managed by Walt Weiss, his first season at the helm of these Braves out of Northport, Florida, their spring training complex. Game number 17. Here's his lineup today. Batting first, Luke Williams. He'll be at shortstop. Ben Gamble's in right field. He'll hit second. Kyle Farmer at third base will hit third. Brewer Hicklin is designated hitter. He'll bat cleanup. In the 5 spot, Deshaun Kiersey Jr. is in left. Hosea Zokar in center field will bat 6th. Sandy Leon will do the catching. He'll bat 7th. Cal Conley is switch hitting second baseman in the 8th spot. And rounding out the order for Weiss and the Braves today, Drew Compton is switch hitting first baseman. Braves enter today's action off a victory over Minnesota yesterday, 11-3-2 so far in Grapefruit League action. Now for John Schneider's Toronto Blue Jays, 6-8-2 on a split squad game. Both contests were shutout victories for the Jays. This is game number 17 for the Jays as well. Schneider in his 5th season after taking over as interim manager in 2022. He led this ball club to the World Series last year. Almost got a victory for the Blue Jays, their first since the early 90s. It'll be George Springer to lead off. He'll DH. Jesus Sanchez in left field will bat second. Tyler Heineman, switch hitting catcher, will hit third. Addison Barger, third baseman, bats cleanup. Dalton Varsho in center field will hit 5th. Davis Schneider at second base will bat 6th. Nathan Lucas in right field will hit 7th. Josh Kasevich, the shortstop, will hit 8th. Rowley Terada at first base will hit 9th. So once again, let's go with the Braves. Williams, Gamble, Farmer, Hicklin, Kiersey Jr., Azokar, Leon, Conley, and Compton, with 22-year-old right-hander J.R. Ritchie on the hill. For Schneider's Blue Jays, Springer, Sanchez, Heineman, Barger, Varsho, Schneider, Lucas, Kasevich, Terada, and right-hander Dylan Cease. Big acquisition in free agency for the Jays. He'll get his 2nd start of the spring today. Umpires meeting around home plate. They're in the black tops and the black pants today on what is a very warm Tuesday afternoon in Florida. Darius Gainey behind the plate. Dan Iasonia is the crew chief. He'll patrol first base. Matt Blackborough at second base. Felix Naon at third. The umpires on the bases will rotate throughout the game. Gainey will call balls and strikes throughout the afternoon. Braves out of the third base dugout. They got the navy blue tops on, gray bottoms, red baseball caps with the Atlanta cursive A stitched on the front. Got red numerals on the back, white capital letters for the last names, those numbers trimmed in white. Atlanta across the chest trimmed in white on top of the red tomahawk. For the Blue Jays, they'll be rolling out of the first base dugout. John Schneider's crew. It's got royal blue jerseys. That Blue Jays font with the white numbers on the back says Blue Jays on the front, powder blue caps, royal blue bill with that Blue Jay and the Maple Leaf logo stamped right on the front. So it'll be Dylan Cease to start. 6-pitch mix for Cease. 4-seam, slider, knuckle curve, sinker, sweeper, and a changeup. He used 5 of the 6 in his first spring training outing, and we mentioned him in the open, Nick. He is as reliable as it gets in Major League Baseball. Since the COVID year in 2020, he has made 30-plus starts to over 2 organizations with the White Sox and the Padres.
And I think that just being reliable, being able to go out there 30 starts a year is one of the things that the Blue Jays liked about him. Obviously, the stuff is really good, has good swing and miss stuff, strikes a lot of guys out. If you can control some of the wildness, he can be an elite pitcher, and we've seen that before in the past. It's just been a bit inconsistent for him throughout his career. But when you think about signing those long-term deals, the biggest question mark to me is, can the guy stay healthy and give you 30 starts a year? Now, for most teams, that's the case, and you want that in that long-term deal. For the Dodgers, a completely different story. If you give them 20 starts a year, you're fine. But for teams like the Blue Jays, they want that guy that can go out every 5 days, and Cease can do that.
And in the offseason, the Blue Jays were looking for that player that could put them over the top after being 2 outs away from a World Series last season. They really haven't rebuilt much. They've just retooled. They're pointing at Cease as a guy who might get them in that direction.
Yeah, well, you look at the rotation, too, and the only guy that they lost in the rotation was Chris Bassett. Is Cease a massive upgrade from Bassett? Probably so, right? Bassett's a really good pitcher, but the rotation looks pretty good, and they added Cody Ponce along with Dylan Cease, and Max Scherzer came back as well. So you feel pretty good about the rotation. They have 6 guys that they can rely on, plus a 7th in Shane Bieber once he's healthy. So you feel pretty good about the rotation. If the offense does what it did last year for the Blue Jays, you feel really good about the overall depth of this club and what they can do on both sides of the ball.
Talking about Dylan Cease, the starter for the Toronto Blue Jays today, 6'2", even 200 pounds, 30-year-old from Milton, Georgia. That's 34 minutes, 23 miles, a little north of Truist Park. He's a right-hander with a 6-pitch mix. Made one start on February 28th against Philadelphia, an inning and 2/3, a hit, an earned run. Allowed a home run, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. Touched 98 in that start. Looked like midseason form. We've got nearly midseason weather today. 82 degrees. It feels like 87. We're 14 degrees above the daily average on March the 10th. Cease in the wine. The curtain rises, and off we go. Luke Williams heaves one foul behind the plate. And we're off and running at 1:07 p.m. in the Eastern Time Zone, 12:07 p.m. Central Time. Williams, who homered last time he played for the Braves, was back on Sunday at Port Charlotte against the Rays. Cease delivers. It's low and outside. 1-1 the count. Cease's first season with Toronto. He's got the long brown hair flowing. Mustachioed right-hander kicks and delivers. And Williams sends a chopper toward third base. It eats up Addison Barger and goes down the left field line. Williams takes a wide turnaround first. Barger hustles over to get it. Holds Williams to what could be, at least he's at first to start, what could be an error on Barger.
Yeah, a tricky hop for Barger, beat straight in the ground by Luke Williams. Barger's first instinct was to come get it, then he hesitated, tried to go back, and just ate him alive at third base.
So that has been ruled a base hit. Very tricky hop, as Nick mentioned, for Williams. Or for Barger, rather. Williams on at first base. Now here's Ben Gamel. He also homered against Tampa Bay on Sunday. Swings and chips one into the mitt for strike one. It's a blistering fastball, 97 miles per hour. Glad you're with us. Alongside Nick Green and producer-engineer Jonathan Chadwick, I'm Jack Johnson. Cease on the stretch with Williams on at first. Now the pitch. And again, it sears in for strike two. He's doubled up on the fastball. Cease signed for 7 years, $210 million in the offseason. Last year was San Diego. It's 8-12, a .455 earned run average. Williams at first, 0-2. High and wide. 97 again with the heater.
Just feels weird seeing Dylan Cease in a blue jersey, white pants. Doesn't look right.
Williams inching away from first, doesn't go. Gamble chops it foul toward the Blue Jays dugout up along first. And a good spring for Ben. 4 home runs, 7 driven in. Top 3 in the Braves lineup. Williams, Gamble, and Farmer all homered on Sunday. Right against left. From the belt, Cease will wheel and pick over to first. Williams back with a dive. .82 degrees and what has been a breezy Grapefruit League season. Not so much today, just 2-mile-per-hour wind out toward the right field pole. 1-2 home. Lifted toward left field, slicing toward the line. Jesus Sanchez moving toward the line, makes a chest-high catch. Williams back to first, 1 out. Here is the defense for the Blue Jays lining up around Cease. Riley Terranas at first base. David Schneider at second. Josh Kasevich at short. Addison Barger at third base. Jesus Sanchez in left. Dalton Varsho patrols center. Nathan Lucas in right. And Tyler Heineman in the crouch putting down the signs for Dylan Cease. Now Kyle Farmer, third baseman for Atlanta today. Bats from the right side. First one home, chop foul. Down the third base line, it kicks off the Braves dugout.
Yeah, I'm just looking at Cease's mechanics and trying to figure out what the Blue Jays want to do to make him better. I feel like he's in control of those mechanics right now. Fastball velocity good, and command pretty good as well.
Williams runs, pitches high and tight. Heineman will put it in his pocket. A swipe bag for Williams. Capitalizing on that big chopper sent to third base that completely handcuffed Addison Barger. Was ruled a single, and now Williams in a scoring position. And Farmer, coming off a season with the Rockies last year, former Georgia Bulldog, awaits the pitch and swings and misses. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. That was the slider from Cease. He'll throw that the second highest amount behind his fastball. in all 6 offerings. And they're all at his disposal right now. 1-2 to the plate. Popped up, spinning back at the plate. Heineman can't see it. This will fall out of play into the seats up along first. Very nice crowd here today. Tuesday afternoon, not a ton of shade at TD Ballpark in Dunedin. Fans enjoying some Grapefruit League action under brilliant sunshine. Another 1-2 to Farmer. Cease looks back to second, the pitch. And Farmer swats this in the air, tailing toward the seats along the right field line, and it will find them. Just getting going. Top of the first inning. Luke Williams at second base after a leadoff single. Kyle Farmer against Cease, the 1-2. Lifted out toward right center field. This is Varsho moving toward right center. He settles under and makes the catch. Throw will go to third. Williams holds at second base. Now 2 down for Brewer Hicklin.
And you dive into the numbers on Cease a little bit. And I mentioned earlier about the walk percentage is pretty high. Among starters with at least 25 starts, his walk percentage at 9.8. It was the 5th highest in baseball. All of a sudden, this spring, it's been more strikes today. 14 pitches, 11 of those have been strikes. So I think with the stuff that Cease has, if you can get him in the zone more often, the stuff beats guys inside the strike zone. He doesn't have to go outside the strike zone to get guys out. Now, he can do that as well, but I think that's probably the focus to get him deeper into ball games as well.
And as we've mentioned, a guy the Blue Jays are really counting on to be there every time he's called upon. 30-plus starts every year since 2021. He'll pick back to second. Williams dives. It kicks off his right forearm. Covering second base was Schneider. It rolls over toward the first baseman, Riley Tirado, had to vacate his spot to pick it up. Williams, now dirt smeared across his gray pants, back into second base. Cease gets a fresh baseball. Holds it at his back is Hicklin, the DH today, a homer, 2 RBIs in 8 games this spring. Waits the first pitch. Couple glances to second. Cease delivers. And a called strike. Slider at 89. Like you mentioned, Nick, going right after these hitters.
And it's a lot of that swing and miss comes with that slider, but today it's been pretty good in the zone so far.
0-1. Rolled toward the left side. Here's another chance for Barger. He's got it. Throws a BB across the diamond, and that retires Hicklin. So a tough play at third base for Barger to start the inning. It's ruled a single. Williams stranded at second base after a swipe bag, and the Braves go down in order after that. We played a half. J.R. Ritchie to the mound when we come back. No score on the Atlanta Braves Radio Network.
Here's a club you'll want to get into, Club Citgo. It's the super easy app that opens the door to great fuel savings and more. Sign up and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up, plus everyday savings that really add up. You can also enter our sweepstakes with multiple winners and giveaways, like free gas for a year. And Club Citgo makes paying easy with a convenient mobile pay feature. So welcome to the club where all the action is. Download Club Citgo today. Savings good up to 30 gallons, only at participating locations. Data rates may apply.
Hi. Sorry, did I startle you? When you're used to hearing a certain type of commercial, something like this can, well, take you by surprise. That's kind of how it is with the Lexus RX, a vehicle that has continued to defy expectations for over 25 years. From the first luxury vehicle of its kind, to the first hybrid luxury vehicle, to the only plug-in hybrid worthy of the RX name. We understand you want more than the everyday SUV. And isn't being understood an amazing feeling? Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Oh. Forget something for your project? We've got you. At HomeDepot.com, get fast, free delivery on millions of items for whatever you're working on, same day or next day. We bring what you need, and you bring it to life. Get fast, free delivery only at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Order select in-stock items by 4 p.m., subject to availability.
All value games at Truist Park get you $15 tickets, $10 parking, food and beverage offers, and more. Learn more at braves.com/value.
No score entering the bottom of the first. George Springer, Jesus Sanchez, Tyler Heineman, the first three up, facing 22-year-old right-hander J.R. Ritchie. Ritchie ready, Springer ready, and the first one home from Ritchie today. Runs inside, ball one. Darius Gainey calling balls and strikes. It's Springer, who's batting .333 over 4 games in Grapefruit League action so far to lead things off. 1-0, swing and a miss. And hard sinker from Ritchie at 95 miles per hour. Top 100 prospect in baseball. Number 2 prospect in the Braves organization. He's 6'2", 185 from Bainbridge, Washington. Right-hander into his motion. The 1-1. Again off the inside. Springer lifts the arms and jumps in front. 2 balls and a strike. 6 pitches in total. 4-seam, sinker, cutter, curveball change. He has tweaked his sweeper since the start of last season. Now the 2-1. He tied him up, and it's rolled softly to the left side. Kyle Farmer slides across, makes the play, 1 down. Here's the leather for Atlanta. Drew Compton at first base, Cal Conley at second. Luke Williams is the shortstop. Kyle Farmer at third. In the outfield, Deshaun Kiersey Jr., Jose Azocar, Ben Gamble, left to right. And Sandy Leon doing the catching for J.R. Ritchie. Excellent season last year, coming off Tommy John surgery. Got back in 2024 with a few innings. Full season last year. Sanchez from the left side rolls it back up the box. Williams, nice play off his left, settles himself and throws on target. A couple of ground ball outs for J.R. Ritchie. You read up on J.R., and you hear a lot about, well, he doesn't have a true out pitch. He's not getting as much swing and miss as maybe you'd want. But the number that stands out to me, Nick, he held opponents to a 175 opponent average last year. Just gets guys off the barrel.
I like to kind of compare him to Spencer Schwellenbach a little bit with the mix, the pitch mix, and it's 94, 96 with the heater.
Tyler Heineman takes strike 1.
The sinker looks good. Command looks good. I don't have to get strikeouts all the time. And the other secondary pitches are really good, but I can make a pitch in a hitter's count, get the ground ball, weak contact.
He tied him up again. It's punched softly on one bounce out to third. Farmer makes a backhand play near the foul line. He throws him out. His momentum taking him away from Drew Compton at first base. That's a nice play by Kyle Farmer on a one-bounce squibber out to third. Ritchie retires them in order. And after 1, no score from TD Ballpark in Dunedin.
If you like to do this, or that, or even that, and you want to stay with it, Emery's got your back, or your shoulder, or your hip, or your knee. Our sports medicine specialists treat more world-class, professional, and college-level athletes than anyone else in the state. We'll treat you like a pro and get you back in play. That's the Emory difference. Make an appointment at emeryhealthcare.org/sports.
Enjoy more ways to save at Kroger, like low prices in every aisle. And when you download the Kroger app, you can clip and save more with digital coupons every week. Plus, you can earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. At Kroger, you can enjoy more ways to save and more rewards every time you shop. So it's always easy to save big every day with savings and rewards. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply. See site for details.
Are you passionate about healthcare? South College offers a Bachelor of Science or an Associate of Science in Nursing program that could be your path to making a real difference. And after completing your program, you'll be eligible to take the NCLEX RN exam. South College offers modern nursing labs, simulation labs with viewing rooms, computer labs, student-centered study areas, and more. Visit south.edu today to learn more about South College's Atlanta or Marietta campus. South College, where dreams find direction.
Deshaun Kiersey Jr., Jose Azocar, and Sandy Leon, 5, 6, and 7 coming up for the Braves in the top of the second. No score so far. Had our eyes trained on these starting pitchers today. Dylan Cease for the Toronto Blue Jays. He went right after these Braves hitters in the first inning.
Yeah, and that's kind of what you expect from a guy like Cease. He should not be afraid of contact. The stuff's so good. But I was just impressed with the fact he's able to throw multiple pitches for strikes. Now, whether he goes to the secondary stuff past that slider, I think it's going to be important for him moving forward as well.
12th game of the spring for Deshaun Kiersey Jr. He's in left field today for Walt Weiss. Cease kicks and delivers. Overcooks a knuckle curve over the shoe tops, ball 1. Onside Nick Green, Jack Johnson with you, and producer engineer Jonathan Chadwick. 50th year in this ballpark, 50th season for the Toronto Blue Jays. That's high and wide. 2-0. A couple of knuckle curves that he couldn't land. And really mixed those knuckle curves in the first inning. It was mostly fastball slider. 2-0 from the righty Cease, and Kiersey chops it foul.
One thing that's interesting with Cease, too, is it's a deep arsenal, but he relies so much on the fastball slider. If you can get guys off those two pitches, I think it'd be huge for him.
Kiersey on this 2-1, rips it foul toward the Blue Jays dugout.
And I know he's tinkered with a different changeup grip as well, and I think a lot of guys at this stage of the game where they have a little bit of inconsistency with their pitches, try to do something a little bit different. The changeup could be a big pitch if he could figure that one out.
Now the 2-2, Kiersey spins back out of the way. Fastball pressed him in tight. 3 balls, 2 strikes. After Kiersey, it's Zokar. No score, top of the second. First batter up for the Braves in this frame. 3-2. Cap foul by Kiersey. Caught a few stitches of that slider. 3 balls, 2 strikes. For Cease, we talked about this a little bit in the first inning, Nick. Up and down. Seems like the last few years he'll have a great year. He'll be a Cy Young candidate. Then he'll have a year where the ERA ticks up several runs. 3-2. Swing and a miss. That fastball had some run to it, away from the barrel of Deshaun Kiersey Jr., and Cease picks up his first strikeout on a heater at 97.
And a lot of times, guys like Cease, with the stuff they have, and as hard as he throws, is tough to control. And I keep mentioning this, but in the strike zone, he can get anybody in the big leagues out. As soon as he gets behind guys, then you can start sitting on certain pitches, look for certain locations, and that's when they do damage.
Zokar in center today. He'll bat from the right side. He'll watch a sweeper sway back through the zone for strike 1.
And that's a good pitch for him as well, when he can slow that slider down, essentially is what the sweeper is. Slider's 89-91. Sweeper sits in the 85 range. That's a nice change of velocity.
1 strike pitch to Zokar. Clipped it foul. It hit Heineman, and Heineman's going to need a second. It was a fastball, hardest one that Cease has thrown today, 98 miles per hour, and it didn't lose any speed when it went right into the mask of Tyler Heineman, the catcher. So a chance for Dylan Cease and home plate umpire Darius Gainey to hang out for a second as Heineman collects himself. John Schneider is out of the dugout to check on the Blue Jays catcher. 25 pitches for Cease, 19 for strikes. Nick, something you illustrated, that'll be the key to his success this year.
Yeah, and if he can stay in the zone, and we talk about this a lot with Braves pitchers as well, Spencer Strider being that prime example, can you stay away from the foul ball, and can you end up getting the weak contact in hitters counts where you can go deeper into a ball game? So, for instance, a hitter's in a 1-2 count, they foul off 3 pitches, all of a sudden that pitch count starts to rise. Now all of a sudden you're out 1 inning earlier than you'd like. And that's one of the things that happens with Dylan Cease and a lot of power pitchers like a Spencer Strider. They tend to not go quite as deep into certain ball games. Now they'll do it occasionally, but not consistently. And that's one of the faults with Cease.
0-2 on a Zokar. Check swing, appeal toward first. And a Zokar did go around.
Nasty slider down and away. To expand the zone just a little, starts as a strike, ends up a ball. Cease gets the second punch out of the day for him.
And that's when he can be so dangerous when he's out of the zone. Like you mentioned, when he gets ahead, now you can throw that slider strike to ball. Zokar trying to hold up, just flicked the barrel past where he could go. So now Sandy Leon watches a knuckle curve parachute high and away, ball 1. He's landed the fastball, he's landed the slider, knuckle curve not quite as tamed as the other 2. Cease in the wind. 1-0 to Sandy. Backs him out of the way. 2 balls, no strikes. Sandy, who homered in an exhibition game against Columbia, had 10 home runs last year with AAA Gwinnett. Cease behind 2-0. Righty's pitch. Lifted out toward right field. In line with it, Nathan Lucas, and he'll make the squeeze. 3 up, 3 down, pair of strikeouts for Dylan Cease. Was retired 6 in a row after a leadoff single allowed to Luke Williams. After an inning and a half, no score from TD Ballpark.
When it's your money, your business, or your home, you deserve a partner who sees and hears you. A partner who is by your side every step of the way. That's Ameris Bank. It's a commitment we're proud to make, and one we back up by providing financial solutions to empower you. Because at the end of the day, we are dedicated advocates for you. Visit your local branch or learn more at amerisbank.com. Ameris Bank, fiercely yours. Member FDIC, equal housing lender, all loans subject to credit approval.
Hey Braves Country, it's Tom Glavine, and when my ride needs a wash, I trust the official car wash of the Atlanta Braves, Tidal Wave Auto Spa. With hundreds of convenient locations, all-star customer service, and cutting-edge equipment that gets my ride sparkling clean in just 3 minutes, Tidal Wave is a game changer. Visit TidalWaveAutoSpa.com to find a location near you.
My car is happy. I am happy. Tidal Wave Auto Spa.
You know what Atlanta sports fans understand. Whether it's baseball or buying a vehicle, teams matter. And when it's time to buy, the team you want is Jim Ellis Chevrolet. They've got a full lineup of Chevy cars, trucks, and SUVs, and an all-star crew that makes the whole process easy.
Step up to the plate at JimEllisChevrolet.com or stop by Jim Ellis Chevrolet, located just inside 285 on Peachtree Boulevard. Jim Ellis Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Jim Ellis, expect the best.
The Braves Country Music Fest at Truist Park is June 13th, featuring Cody Johnson, Ella Langley, and more. Get tickets at Braves.com/Braves Country Fest.
No score, bottom of the second. 4-5 and 6-2 up for the Toronto Blue Jays, playing at home at TD Ballpark. J.R. Ritchie, 22-year-old right-hander, number 2 prospect in the Braves organization. Very impressive and pretty much typical J.R. Ritchie in that first inning. 7 pitches, 5 strikes, 3 ground ball outs. A right-hander that limited opponents to a batting average under 200 across 3 levels of minor league baseball a year ago. It's Barger from the left side. He homered to start the scoring on Sunday. Take a ball high. Infield playing toward the pull side for the lefty Barger. Deep in the box on the left side. This 1-0, he hacks and fouls it on a line. Top his own dugout.
And I like this matchup, too, and you mentioned this earlier. J.R. Ritchie needs to be facing big league hitters. We talked about the possibility of him getting to the big leagues sooner rather than later. This is a nice matchup for him.
1-1 from Ritchie. Sales outside. Looks at his right hand as he let it go. That slipped out of his grasp a little bit. First pitch he has thrown today that he wasn't in complete command of. 2-1 to the plate. And Barger waits on a changeup for a strike. Still scoreless, just getting going as Barger calls for his timeout. Long brown hair spilling out of the back of the royal blue helmet. Extends the two-tone barrel, 1 timeout to Ritchie. Now with a high set of the hands, he awaits the 2-2. And here it is. Fastball climbs north. 3 balls, 2 strikes. I think also an interesting matchup between Ritchie and the Jays today because they have so many of their big league bats in the order. And they hit for contact more than anyone. 3-2. Barger spoils it. Was late on that curveball, was able to flick it out of play off to the left. And that's kind of the way that J.R. Ritchie likes to pitch as well. He's not as worried about getting the strikeouts. He wants to get weak contact.
And I like that, too, for a young pitcher. Just having confidence with multiple pitches. When you're relying on the strikeouts so much, they're going to run into some teams like this team.
3-2. And Barger takes ball 4. It's a changeup that fluttered low and away. Started a strike. And then tumbled outside the zone. So leadoff walk for Barger. Good battle between the pair. He's aboard for Varsho.
But you'll run into teams like the Blue Jays, the Braves have run into the past with teams like the Mets who give certain guys problems, and it's because they rely so much on strikeouts. I love the fact we see a young kid here in Richie who's not afraid to pitch to contact.
First one of our show. Pass ball under the arms, ball 1. Through 7 pitches in the first inning. That at bat to Barger, 7 pitches. Now Dalton Varsho having a very nice spring. 10th game for the Jays in Grapefruit League action. He's batting over 400. 1-0, big chopper sent to second. Cal Conley has it kick off the collar of the grass. Now a backhand shovel to first in time to get Varsho. Thought about turning 2. It took a hop off the collar, then had crazy topspin. Bobbled it initially. His only play was to first. Is able to shovel it across to Drew Compton.
And Conley set up like he should have with the topspin ground ball. You expect that to land in the chest. He sets up for it, and all of a sudden it hits the lip of the grass and ends up about 2 inches off the ground. When he goes to field it, ends up struggling with it.
Still improvised and was able to get 1 out. Barger up to second. Davis Schneider stares at strike 1 on a sweeper tucked in by Richie. "22-year-old pitched over 100 innings last year across 3 levels. 0-1 lifted out of play back of the screen. That was all the Braves were looking for. What would J.R. Richie, one of their top picks in the 2022 draft, look like in a full season? He threw 140 innings, went 8-6 with a 2.64 ERA through 26 starts. 0-2. Chipped into Sandy Leon's glove, and a 3-pitch strikeout of Davis Schneider.
And that changeup is a weapon. And we, talking to Walt Weiss earlier today, that's the pitch he mentioned that he's been the most impressed with. He throw it to righties and lefties, has some good depth to it, and pulls about 7-8 miles an hour off the fastball.
He has really not changed his delivery ever. Nathan Lucas from the left side. Richie tried to spin a curveball through the back door, just missed. 1-0. No score, bottom of the second. Barger at second with 2 down. JR showed me a video after a road trip in Double-A last year. He's facing Sal Stewart, who's now up with the Reds. 1-0. Little in tight to Lucas. Thought about going after it, then held up, and he's in front, 2 balls, no strikes. He was 10 years old, pitching in Orlando, Florida, in an elite tournament. And it was 2 guys that will factor into the big league roster what many expect to be years to come, as Lucas heaves one out of play back at the plate. It's 2-1. And his delivery, Nick, looked the exact same. He has never changed it.
Well, has worked for years, continues to work, and it's a pretty simple delivery, too. I wouldn't change anything if I were him.
Very repeatable motion that he has relied on to get to this level. 2-1 outside. And he'll rely on it to get 1 level higher, he hopes, this year.
I actually thought you were going to say in the background of the video was a young Jonathan Chadwick at Disney World.
There's Jay Chad with a disposable camera. But this guy's going to be a star. 3-1, high and wide. Again, tried to bring one of his secondary offerings. That time the sweeper through the back door just backed up on JR. So that's his second walk of the inning against Barger and Lucas. First and second, 2 down. Here's Josh Kasevich from Palo Alto, California. In the news yesterday, Joey Wentz on a play covering first on Sunday suffered a torn ACL. Swing and a miss on a sweeper tailing outside. Good one from Richie, and Kasevich falls behind 0-1. So the Braves start with 13 consecutive games. There's the potential for the 6-man rotation. And now you think Wentz would be that 6th guy. 0-1, goes back to the sweeper, tails outside, rolls away from Leon. Barger breaking for third. The throw on the money in time. Nice reaction by Leon. Barger rolls the dice. It's snake eyes at third base. And Richie gets out of the inning with help from his backstop. Blue Jays get 2 men on base. They'll leave 1 after 2. No score on the Braves Radio Network.
Hey, this is Jaron Solomon from Solomon Brothers Jewelers. People ask me all the time, what does it mean to be the preferred jeweler of the Atlanta Braves? And it means a lot to the Solomon family. I'm born and raised here in Atlanta, Georgia, and more importantly, I'm a Southeast kid. And the Atlanta Braves have meant everything to me growing up. They're a fabric of their community. We believe we're a fabric of this community. And being associated with the Atlanta Braves has truly been an honor, and we really appreciate it. Go Braves.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, you may be in big trouble with Chip Wood.
Our owner?
Free oil changes along with alignment?
On any 4-tire purchase.
And Goodyear's up to $160 off?
Yeah.
Sorry, Mike, but I'm telling.
But the Wood family is behind all this.
Oh, those rascals.
But don't tell the accountants.
Of course not. And what do they do again?
Buy any set of 4 tires at Tire Discounters and get a free alignment and oil change. Make them Goodyear's and save up to $160 more. See store for details.
Hey Braves fans, spring and warm weather are officially here, and you know what that means. Bugs, termites, mosquitoes, ants, and roaches will be out in full force. Luckily, you can trust the pros at Arrow Exterminators to keep your home pest-free inside and out. Arrow Exterminators protects homes and businesses and is the official pest control provider of Truist Park and the Atlanta Braves, so you know that you're getting the best from the best. To set up a free pest inspection, call 888-GO-ARROW or visit arrowexterminators.com. That's 888-GO-ARROW or visit arrowexterminators.com.
Those scores, we break into the top of the third. Braves sending Cal Conley, Drew Compton, and Luke Williams to the plate, 8-9-1. Braves and the Jays. Brilliant sunshine on a Tuesday afternoon in Dunedin, Florida. Thanks for hanging out with us. Cease in the motion, and his first one climbs the ladder, misses high to Cal. So Conley has spent most of last year with AA Columbus. Also got a cup of coffee at AAA Gwinnett. First time breaking through to that level. 1-0, check swing, and he did go on a pitch that was in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. Cal was born in Orlando, grew up in the Cincinnati area. Second generation switch hitter. 1-1 from Cease. Presses Conley in tight, 2 balls and a strike. You think about a Braves legend, Nick, Chipper Jones. His dad idolized Mickey Mantle, one of the greatest switch hitters of all time. Wanted Chipper to be a switch hitter as Cal lifts one, slicing out a play down the left field line. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So I asked Cal before the game, Chipper's dad loved Mickey Mantle, but your father was a switch hitter. How much of your ability to switch hit comes off of Pete Rose growing up in Cincinnati? He said that's exactly where it comes from. 2-2 pitch. Clip foul. Conley catching just a piece to roll it behind Tyler Heineman.
It's a decent guy to want to follow. The way he swung the bat from both sides of the plate, but I just love the way he played the game. And I think young kids, if they were able to see him now, they would say the same thing. I want to play the game as hard as Pete Rose did.
2-2. Sails outside. So Cal Conley has run the count full to lead off the top of the third. No score from TD Ballpark in Dunedin. Breeze has picked up slightly out toward right field. Cal switch hitter in from the left side. Cease kicks and delivers. 3-2, lined out towards shortstop. Kasevich 2 steps to his right to snare it at chest height. And now Drew Compton, another switch hitter, product of Georgia Tech. He's not drafted by the Atlanta Braves, signed as a non-drafted free agent, but he has steadily climbed the ladder. There's some power from both sides of the plate for Compton. Spent all the last year with AA Columbus. First one from Cease. Dots the zone, a called strike.
And you can see Cease in this inning really trying to dial that curveball in. And I think that's something that you obviously work on in spring. You don't feel like a pitch is working the way you want it. You go out there, continue to try to throw it because results aren't the most important thing for a guy like Cease.
1 strike pitch, Compton swings and misses. That was a slider over the back foot. So he has gone knuckle curve slider to start Compton. And that was what we were mentioning in between innings. He's got the fastball, he's got the slider. Normally he lands those for strikes. Can he land that third pitch? Cease holds the ball in a red glove, twists and delivers. Slice down the left field line. Sanchez after it. It's going to continue to tail into those light blue seats. That'll be a souvenir for a gentleman in a green shirt. Probably the only person at Blue Jays spring training wearing a green shirt.
I was actually looking to see if anybody else here was wearing green. I don't see it.
0-2. This time, Compton was ready for the slider. It bites down and in.
I do see a lot of light blue, which I like.
You're a fan of the powder blues.
I do. I love these
baseball.
hats, too. Yes, absolutely.
Powder blue hats for the Jays. Royal blue jersey. Blue Jays spelled across the front. The Blue Jay logo and the maple leaf on the left side. 1-2. Fastball just inside. Good take by Compton.
And it feels like that fastball to the glove side to left-handed hitters is something that he's really trying to work on in this game as well.
112 games last year in Double-A for Compton. 2-2. Popped up, again tailing down the left field line. Sanchez after it, and again a souvenir into the seats. Nice battle from the number 9 hitter, and that has run Cease's pitch count above 40. Third start of the spring for Cease. Or second start, rather. Pitched on the 28th of February. 2-2. Compton pops it up. Sanchez moving toward the line in left field. Might have a play this time. No, he doesn't. It's the same song in the fourth verse. Compton a touch late on the fastball. That was 99 from Cease. But Compton lives to see another.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if he'll try to come inside. Everything's been away since he pounded him in with one fastball. And if he throws a slider starting middle, I think it's going to be a tough one for Compton.
So 43 pitches for Cease. His first outing against Philadelphia, he threw an inning and 2/3. Just 33 that day. 2-2. Down and in. And Compton has worked the count full.
Great take, too. And that's exactly what Cease tried to do. Try to go slider starting middle in and breaking it down off the plate. Compton works the count full.
Payoff. Tap foul. Drew Compton not going away easily. This has turned into quite the combative battle between the two. This will be the 10th pitch of this at-bat, and here it is. And Compton lasers one into right field. That'll top spin in for a base hit. Second one of the afternoon for the Braves. It belongs to the number 9 hitter, Drew Compton, the one-out single.
Love that at-bat, too, and you think about a guy like Cease, yes, he might be working on some stuff, but the stuff is still really good. Was able to get ahead pretty quick, and then Compton went to work, tried to battle, finally got a fastball he could handle down the middle and lines it to right.
So it took 10 pitches, but Compton comes out on top. The single to right. Now back to the top of the order. Williams pops this foul back at the plate. He singled on a big bouncer to third. I wonder, as a former infielder, what's your least favorite type of ground ball to get on the first one? It has to be something like that. That big bouncer that bounces right toward your neck. It'll be popped up. Might have a chance for Heineman, and Tirana moving toward the dugout. Neither will have a chance.
I would prefer my first ground ball be a nice easy ground ball. The one that Barger got was not easy. That top spin on the left side, especially third base of the field, is very difficult to read. And if you don't make the right first step, it's going to eat you up. But that's what we saw there. So I would prefer just a nice 3-hopper right to me. Don't have to move much.
Something to get in rhythm. Cease out the stretch, 0-2. Williams swings and misses. Went to the slider that time, tailing off the outside, and Williams ran out of bat. Third strikeout for Cease. He picked up a pair in the second inning. Now 2 away with Compton at first base, and now Gamble.
Right fielder, number 39, Ben Gamble.
Tommy Mans is up for the Jays. Cease's 50th pitch. And Gamble checks his swing, appealed to third. He did not go. 1 ball, no strikes the count. That's righty Tommy Nance. I see him before long. Bottom of the order. Really rocketed Cease's pitch count up in this frame. 1-0. Ground ball up the middle. This is going to be a tough play. Diving is Schneider. He can't get there. Compton hits the bag at second. Turns and burns for third. They're at the corners with 2 outs in the third.
Davis Schneider playing Ben Gamble to pull pretty heavily to that right side, and Gamble's able to bounce it back up the middle. Nice swing. Keeps up the good spring.
And Kyle Farmer will see an at-bat in this third inning. Braves with the best scoring chance of the day for either side. Comes in the top of the third with 2 away. Compton 90 feet away from scoring at third. Trail runner is Gamble after a 2-out single at first. Farmer in from the right side. Cease fires. Fastball away, ball 1. It's starting to get to that point for Cease, with the pitch count high enough in this inning alone to make John Schneider nervous. 1-0. He rips through the zone with a fastball. Came right back to it. And you can do that in Grapefruit League action in spring training. You can sit a starter down and bring him back. Happened yesterday for the starting pitcher for Minnesota. Zabby Matthews, 1-1. Ground ball, weakly hit out to short. Kasevich attacks it. Side saddle throw on the money. So Cease has some traffic emerge around the base path. They had him cornered, but he gets out of it with a ground ball to short. 2 hits, no runs for the Braves. They'll leave 2 after 2.5. Still no score at TD Ballpark.
Xfinity tech support. I can't get Jurassic Park back online without... But no worries. Our Wi-Fi boosted mobile keeps you connected in all kinds of places.
Cut your mobile bill in half with 2 lines of unlimited. Learn more at xfinitymobile.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Watch Jurassic Park with Xfinity. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet required. Savings comparison based on promotional rate for 2 lines of Xfinity Mobile Unlimited versus 2 lines of T-Mobile Experience More, Verizon Unlimited Plus, and AT&T Starter as of February 10th, 2026. Taxes, fees, extra.
When you need a lawyer after an auto accident, make the right call. I'm attorney Ken Nugent, and I'm based right here in Georgia. Other big-name legal teams aren't even from this area.
Right one.
We'll get you your money quick, while other legal teams waste your time.
Right two.
And our team is with you from start to finish. Other legal teams pass you off to a secondary team.
Right three.
Make the right call. Call Ken.com. One call, that's all. Proud partner of the Atlanta Braves.
Kenneth S. Nugent, PC, attorneys at law. 1355 Peachtree Street Northeast, Suite 1000, Atlanta, Georgia, 30309.
Whether it's a slip that ends in a slip disc, a trick knee that's holding you back, or shoulder pain hurting your game, you can count on Northside Hospital Orthopedics. With leading care in Georgia at convenient locations all across the state, we're here to get you back on your feet, no matter what comes your way. Because Georgia moves us, and we keep Georgia moving. Find a provider near you at northside.com/ortho. That's northside.com/ORTHO.
The original Louisiana brand hot sauce. It's the perfect balance of peppers, vinegar, and the salty tears of Mets fans. That's Louisiana Hot. Buy you some.
We're still looking for our first tally today. Braves and the Jays at TD Ballpark in Dunedin. Braves on the road before they return home tomorrow. Take on Tampa Bay in Northport. J.R. Ritchie misses inside for ball 1. It was Ritchie's 26th pitch of the afternoon. 7 in the first, 18 in the second. Had to work around a pair of walks. 1-0. Outside to Kasevich. Ritchie grew up in Washington. Big Seattle Seahawks fan, also an Oklahoma Sooners fan. After a crippling loss in the college football playoff, got a little bit of personal redemption in the Super Bowl, thanks to Sam Darnold. 2-0 is fouled back to the screen. Have to imagine that Kasevich, at least in the mix for being a 49er fan, born in Palo Alto. Ritchie went to high school in Bainbridge, Washington, right near Seattle. 2-1. Fastball well located. Southeast corner of the zone. Run the sinker back through at 94. But when he was in high school, JR briefly considered transferring high schools. Not in the Seattle area, by the way. He thought about moving to Georgia and playing his high school ball at Buford High School, which has a tremendous high school baseball program in Gwinnett County. Really considered it. Here's the 2-2. Oh, look out. That backed up on him. That was a curveball from Ritchie, and it hits Kasevich in between the 8 and 6 on the back of his Blue Jays jersey.
First baseman, number 87, Riley Torada.
A couple secondary offerings from Richie today, Nick, that you've seen he hasn't really gotten on top of.
Yeah, it's that sweeper and that curveball, and those are pitches that he has to be able to throw for strikes.
Big opening on the right side. Cal Conley shaded toward the second base bag. Second baseman for the Braves as Torada watches ball one on a sweeper oversteered by Richie outside.
Yeah, and it feels like mechanically it's a little bit off, maybe spinning off a little bit too quick instead of driving through that target.
Richie set just above the belt, spins and whips the throw to first base, backstanding Kasevich.
So do we know why he didn't transfer to Buford?
Ultimately decided against it. And then, wouldn't you know it, a year later, the Atlanta Braves select him, the competitive balance pick in the 2022 draft. He shows up first to Florida and then to Augusta, Georgia. 1-0, in on the hands. It's heaved high in the air. Foul ground, first base side. Compton out of room, looks toward the netting, and it's 4 rows up, out of play.
I know a couple of good players coming out of Buford this year. And actually not this year, but they're going to be there this year. And they're young kids. But Buford continues to have pretty good programs all the way around. They actually had the #1 softball recruit in the nation this past year who enrolled early at Florida. So it's not just baseball.
Terrific high school athletics there. All across the state of Georgia. 1-1. Fouled back. Late swing by Torada to slap it back to the screen.
Dexter McLeon Jr. is there. So Dexter McLeon's son is an absolute stud. We saw Jose Contreras' son pitch in the WBC. He's out of Blessed Trinity.
What a job he did. Turn a double play against Aaron Judge. 1-2. It'll be ejected foul off the end of the bat by Torada. And part of the calculus, if you're in Seattle in February, when baseball season starts, it's cold. Georgia, Texas, California, Florida, the states that you would look to first for high school baseball talent. A lot of that has to do, you can play in weather like this. Swing and a miss. Richie defeats Torada with a nasty changeup. That's been his strikeout pitch today and his second of the afternoon.
Yeah, good looking changeup, righty on righty. Again, he's got good arm speed, good depth, and not much you can do.
That changeup's so heavy as well. Late in its break. Turns into a bowling ball 55 feet after he lets it go. Now back to the top of the order in Springer. Runner at first. Richie again checks Kasevich, who's back with a dive this time.
I'm always curious to see what good young baseball players would be like that live in those colder environments if they lived and played every day in the warmth.
Richie fires. This is lifted high in the air. Deep right field. Gamble going back, squaring up shy of the warning track. He'll reach up and haul it in. Kasevich bluffs, now returns to first. Throw whistled in on one bounce to shortstop Luke Williams. And a long fly out of Springer is 0 for 2.
You know, the one guy that I always think about living up north and feels like it could have been a little bit better if he lived in the South was Mike Trout.
Yeah.
Wonder if he would have been drafted higher, if he would have, obviously, he developed into a ridiculously talented, incredible baseball player, but does he go in the 20s in the first round if he doesn't live up north?
Jesus Sanchez batting from the left side, and Sanchez takes a ball up and away. Acquired via trade from Houston on February the 13th, so he still hasn't played a month with the Jays yet. Very powerful bat from the left side. Red batting gloves, red shin guard. Contrast against the royal blue jersey. In on the hands and hoisted high in the air. This will be a foul ball, but a majestic one at that. Sailing out of TD Ballpark off to the right. And how many front office personnel or general managers, when you hear Mike Trout, they just grimace a little bit?
A lot of teams had a chance to get him.
That one haunts more than a few. Runner to first is Kasevich. No score, 2 down, bottom of the third. 1-1 on Sanchez. Rolled right side. Nice stab on a bounce by Compton. He snares it to take a hit away from Sanchez. Stabs the bag with his cleat and gets Richie out of the third. A lot of ground ball outs today from JR. He's through 3 scoreless against some big bats in the Blue Jays lineup. Still looking for our first score today. Braves coming up in the 4th when we come back.
It's rolling. That jackpot's rolling.
Got yourself a scratcher that didn't win? Well, my friend, it still could, because now all non-winning scratchers can be entered to win the Rollin' Jackpot, which grows and grows.
That jackpot's rolling.
The Rollin' Jackpot, another way to win from the Georgia Lottery. Learn more and enter at galottery.com. Play responsibly.
Baseball fans know you win by having a strong lineup, and Jim Ellis Buick GMC has one of the strongest.
From powerful GMC trucks to refined Buick SUVs, you'll find a great selection, competitive pricing, and a buying experience that delivers every time.
Shop online at JimEllisBuickGMC.com or shop in person in Chamblee, just inside 285, or in Buford, near the Mall of Georgia. Jim Ellis Buick GMC, we are professional grade.
When your schedule sounds like this. Are you kidding me? An oil change is the last thing you have time for. So drive into Take 5 and let our techs change your oil, check your tires, top off your fluids, and have you back on the road pit stop fast. All while you stay in your car. No putting your entire schedule on hold, no upsells, no problem. So you can get back to your to-do list. Or not. Find your nearest shop at Take5.com. Take 5, the stay in your car 10-minute oil change.
Into the top of the 4th, no score here in Dunedin. Dylan Cease exits after throwing 3 shutout innings. New pitcher for the Jays will be your 6'6" right-hander Tommy Nance. Last year, 30 games in Toronto, had a 1.99 ERA for 31 2/3 innings. It's a 3-pitch mix for him. Leads with a slider, has a curveball and sinker as well.
Tommy Nance making some friends over the last few years. He's been in the Cubs organization, the Marlins organization. Now 3rd straight year with Toronto. Has pitched 50 times for the Jays over the last 2 seasons, finishing 15 games. High set. He'll deal to Brewer Hicklin. Up and in, ball 1. Big right-hander on the hill. 6'6", 235 from Long Beach, California. Tucks the glove right under his chin, kicks and delivers. Hicklin reaches for it, rolls it out to short. Kasevich has got it, cradles it for a second, over the top throw, on time, on target. 1 down. It'll be Deshaun Kiersey Jr. to bat next.
Left fielder, number 53, Deshaun.
Well, Dylan Cease, 3 scoreless innings today. Gave up a hit to the first man he saw and the last man in the order, Drew Compton, after a 10-pitch battle. No walks and 3 strikeouts. Now turns things over to Nance. Kiersey struck out his first time up. That was the first of 3 punch-outs for Cease. 6'6" righty. Cruises home with a fastball up high. No balls and a strike on Kiersey. He has a homer this spring. 12th time that he has been in the lineup for Walt Weiss. 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the pitch from Nance. That rides outside. 2-0. Infield straight up. Wind breezing gently out toward the right field pole. 2-0. Kiersey loads up and skies this down the left field line. Tailing toward the seats again. Sanchez out of room. Another souvenir for those fans. I think everybody's going to leave with a baseball from that section.
There's just no room down that left field line. About 60 feet from the wall, 70 feet from the wall. It just probably about 6 or 7 feet. And if you're in that section, not a lot of people there, you have a good chance to get a foul ball.
Scoreless in the top of the 4th. The 2-1 dribbled gently up the first base line and foul.
I do like what they've done, and Ben and I mentioned this the other day with the renovations here at this park, and obviously they had to do that playing big league games here in 21, but having the little catwalk on the back behind left field going all the way to center field is a nice touch.
And it is slammed today. 2-2. Bounces in. Kiersey has to lift the barrel up and out of the way so it didn't hit the knob. 3 balls, 2 strikes. That trampoline back toward him. So the left-handed hitter backs out of the way. Big righty Tommy Nance on the hill. 6'6" from Long Beach, California. Bearded right-hander with a high set from the first base side. And now Kiersey will call for time, or rather Heineman, the catcher, will call for time. We'll pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Atlanta Braves Radio Network.
Atlanta Braves spring training is live on WIFN Atlanta, a Dickey broadcasting station, 1340 and 103.7 FM.
3 balls, 2 strikes on Kiersey. Nobody on, 1 away, top of the 4th. No score at TD Ballpark. 3-2. Dribbled gently out toward first. Terada attacks it, scoops it up. 1 step in front of the bag. He'll pivot around and tap the base in front of Kiersey. 2 away. So we got to see Dylan Cease to start the day. Nick, you mentioned this near the top of our broadcast. They have so many guys returning in the starting rotation. It's a lot about consistency, building off of last year for the Blue Jays. Meanwhile, for the Braves, they really had to mix their roster up last year. Jose Azocar from the right side clicks one off the end of his bat, goes screaming toward the Blue Jays dugout. 0-1. The Braves last year using 71 different players. That was the most in the history of Major League Baseball. A lot of new names and faces for Brian Snitker and Walt Weiss, who was the bench coach last year, have to mix into their order. And on the mound, 0-1, lifted well out toward left field. Sanchez giving ground, has to reach over his shoulder. He can't get there. It kicks off the top of the wall, and Azocar's on the gas, rumbling around second, headed toward third. He's in with a slide. And a 2-out triple for Jose Azocar.
Ball got up in the jet stream, too. A sinker that was not down in the zone. Lines it to left field, right over the head of Jesus Sanchez in left. Pretty easy triple for Azocar.
There was no hesitation, no inclination that Azocar was even thinking about stopping at second. He clicked through the gears, mashed the gas around second. He's at third base for Leon, who takes a strike at the northwest corner of the zone. Sandy flew out to ride his first time up. It's the 3rd hit for the Braves today. None so far for the Jays. Tommy Nansen for Dylan Cease. Runner at third, 2 down. Top of the 4th, 0-1. And Leon with a funny swing and miss. He was fooled.
It's that breaking ball that starts above the letters, and you're afraid it's going to hit the top of the zone, and you end up with that check swing.
A quick 0-2. Nance looking to put him away. Again, goes back to the curveball this time and floats above the zone. 1-2. That had some downward bite on it on that 1-strike pitch. Completely fooled Leon, and I was going to call for time, back out for a second. Veteran catcher, even on a warm day in Dunedin. The temperature 14 degrees above what we normally get on March 10th. He's got long red sleeves on. Extends the barrel out near the plate. 1-2. Leon checks his swing. Pitch was down and in. Appeal to third. Felix Leon says he didn't go. When you get a funny swing like that, why not go back to the curveball? Still seems like Leon a little uncomfortable.
And I'd love to see Sandy try to stay inside something. There's a pretty big gap between third and short.
Barger moves slightly to his left to cover that gap. 2-2. Leon reaches for it, lobs this into the air. This will be playable by Kasevich or Schneider. It's Schneider to call off his shortstop, reach up and make the 2-hand squeeze. 2-out triple by Azocar. He's left at third to the bottom of the 4th. We're still looking for our first score in this ball game. This is the Atlanta Braves Radio Network.
Hi, it's Chuck Dowdle. If you're ready for a better checking account, my friends at Georgia's Own Credit Union can help. Open an all-access checking account for Georgia's Own, and you'll get access to more than 30,000 surcharge-free ATMs nationwide. And get paid up to 2 days early. Best of all, for a limited time, earn a welcome bonus when you open a new all-access checking account. To learn more, visit georgiasown.org. I'm Chuck Dowdle, and I'm proud to be one of Georgia's Own.
Georgia's Own is federally insured by the NCUA. Restrictions apply. Visit georgiasown.org for complete details.
Hey guys, it's Ben Ingram. Have you noticed cracks in your walls or around your doors or windows? Or how about cracks in your bricks outside? That means it's time to pick up the phone and call the only foundation repair company in Atlanta with professional engineers on staff. Engineered Solutions of Georgia. They offer lifetime warranties from trusted professionals who will fix it right the first time. Don't wait until it's too late. Call 678-ESOG now.
Dial 678-ESOG now.
Okay, let's see. Spring brings?
Flowers.
Nope.
Oh, allergies.
Nuh-uh.
Oh, deals on the entire Toyota lineup at the Ready, Set, Go event.
Bingo.
Lease a new 2026 Toyota Tacoma SR5 for $289 a month for 36 months. Offer valid through March 31st, 2026. Well-qualified lessees with approved credit through Southeast Toyota Finance. $42.88 due at signing. No security deposit. With select equipment. $350 disposition fee. Excludes tax, tag, registration, title, and dealer fees. See dealer for details. Toyota. Let's go places.
The Braves have over 20 gate giveaways this season, from bobbleheads to wearables. See them all at Braves.com/promos.
Tyler Heineman, Addison Barger, and Dalton Varsho will greet J.R. Ritchie, 22-year-old right-hander, Braves number 2 prospect, who has worked through 3 scoreless innings so far today. We're scoreless into the bottom of the 4th. Alongside Nick Green, Jack Johnson with you. Producer, engineer Jonathan Chadwick joining us as well. Heineman, switch hitter, bat from the left side. Third baseman Kyle Farmer's in on the grass and well off the line at third base as Ritchie misses with the sweeper outside for ball 1. Nick, I got a story for you that can only happen in minor league baseball about J.R. Ritchie. Ritchie flashes the leather out of a black glove. He deals the 1-0. That changeup hangs to the outside corner, 1-1. So J.R. Ritchie's dad, Ian Ritchie Sr., that's how J.R. gets the name. It's abbreviation for Junior. He's Ian Ritchie Jr., 1-1 in the dirt. Heineman jumps in front, 2 balls and a strike. Was formerly one of the top fantasy football players in the world. At one point, he was ranked number 1.
There's a ranking for top fantasy football?
Oh, there is. 2-1 under the hands, 3 balls and a strike. In fact, Ian Ritchie Sr. has been involved with fantasy football for so long. He runs some websites that covered fantasy football in the earliest days that were extremely popular. He's also had different business ventures around baseball. 3-1 off the plate, Heineman draws a walk. One of those ventures takes him to the Southern League in minor league baseball, where Ian Sr. purchased a minority ownership stake in the Montgomery Biscuits. And so last year, in the middle of the summer, when J.R. Ritchie was called up to AA for the first time in his career, he pitched on the road at Riverwalk Stadium in Alabama against the Montgomery Biscuits. Addison Barger bats from the left side, gets tied up, and heaves one back of the plate foul. And so you have a situation where a young right-hander is on the mound, pitching against his team that his father potentially owns. 0-1. Ritchie set above the belt, and Barger slaps it foul again, 0-2. Not just potentially owns, he has a minority ownership stake in it. In fact, the Montgomery Biscuits and J.R. Ritchie go back a little bit further than that because the ownership stake was purchased before J.R. got into professional baseball. He had a Montgomery Biscuits license plate holder. And when he took his driver's ed test in Washington, as the 0-2 freezes Barger but lands south of the zone with a changeup. He took it in a Toyota truck with the Montgomery Biscuits license plate holder, and then years later pitched against the team that his dad had a partial ownership stake in. 1-2. Down and in to even the count.
Okay, so here's my only question. How does fantasy football link up to owning part of the team in Montgomery?
Successful business ventures, part of that stemming from fantasy football and the websites that he owns. Also has some ventures that work with Baseball America and the On SI websites. 2-2. Floats outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
All right, so I've been asked to play fantasy baseball and football before.
Have you ever?
I've always declined. But hearing the news that you could
that you have a ringer on the
have
mound.
a chance to be wealthy with it, maybe a hitter.
3-2. Barger tied up again, rolls this foul up along first. Kicks off the Blue Jays dugout.
I'm just fascinated by the fact that you said they're fantasy football rankings.
Oh, yes. It is a very serious enterprise. In fact, there are tournaments in Las Vegas. Ian Sr. has won a few.
Wow.
I'm told you can make a nice payday off that as well.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
Things that happen in minor league baseball, the stories so distinctive and so priceless. Richie delivers, change up, flutters away. That's back-to-back walks. So Heineman down to second, Barger on at first base. And with 2 on and nobody out, Richie will get a mound visit. This is Jeremy Hefner, the pitching coach.
I like this, too, in the idea of putting these kids in uncomfortable situations. You have to start making pitches. Walks the first 2 hitters, having trouble getting inside that strike zone, especially with the secondary stuff. 2 outs, or excuse me, nobody out, 2 men on. I want to see what he does to get out of this thing. He's at 51 pitches right now. I can't imagine he has a ton more pitches left. But to leave him in to try to get out of this, I like the idea of letting him work a little bit.
Ian Mejia is in the bullpen for Atlanta. Richie adjusts his red Atlanta Braves baseball cap, looks back at second, knows he's got to pitch with some traffic here in this 4th inning. No score, home half of the 4th. Blue Jays in their 50th year at TD Ballpark, looking to strike first today. To the Florida sunshine, Richie fires home, and a cutter is low. Well, he was so consistent in the strike zone to start the ball game. Hasn't been the case as much since. It's 4 walks now for Richie. Through 3 scoreless, but 2 on and nobody out. Dalton Varsho takes a strike. Now Varsho taps his helmet. That was just to adjust it. Haven't seen an ABS challenge yet today. Infield swung around toward the pull side for the lefty Varsho. 1-1. And Varsho lifts this softly out toward left field. Kiersey Jr. in line with it, makes the catch at chest height. 1 down, runners back to second and first respectively in Heineman and Barger. And now Davis Schneider.
I feel like J.R. Ritchie's 1 pitch away with that sinker of getting out of this jam. We saw it with Bryce Elder the other day. You got a good sinker, can keep the ball on the ground. This is what you want right here.
He struck out Davis Schneider the first time he faced him. Ritchie deals home and a laser into left center field, a base hit. Heineman to third base. He'll see a green light. He will come around to score. It's an RBI single for Schneider, and the Blue Jays take a 1-0 lead.
And that was the idea. Tried to run a sinker in on the hands, didn't get inside enough, and Davis Schneider able to line that ball back up the middle. Good swing, good approach, knowing what they wanted to do against him.
Well, this is the experience the Braves want for JR. Schneider able to tuck his hands in. And like Nick mentioned, he was ready for that sinker. Facing big league bats. Schneider memorably hit that leadoff home run to start Game 5 of the World Series on the first pitch off Blake Snell. Takes the first pitch to left center field and gets the Blue Jays in front to start the scoring in the home half of the 4th. Nathan Lucas takes outside for ball 1. Runners still at the corners with 1 out. And Ritchie still looking for that ground ball double play. Williams and Conley, shortstop and second base respectively, hoping to turn one. 1-0. In on the fist. Flown to center field in line with it is Zokar. He'll make the catch for the second out. He won't even attempt to throw home. Barger trots in to score. It's a sac fly for Lucas and a 2-0 Jays lead. Now this is what the Blue Jays did all of 2025. one of the great situational hitting teams, especially in October. Schneider still on at first after his RBI single broke the ice. Now pitch a little low to Kasevich, who was hit by a pitch on a breaking ball that backed up on Ritchie an inning prior. Sixth batter of the inning. In from the right side with 2 down. There goes the runner from first. It is swung on and a bottle rocket in the infield. Williams drifting back 2 steps onto the outfield grass, waits for it, opens the leather, and makes the catch. So Ritchie gets out of the 4th, not before some damage. 2 runs come across on an RBI single by Schneider, a sac fly by Lucas, and a 2-0 Jays lead after 4. As we go to the 5th, this is Atlanta Braves Spring Training Baseball on the Braves Radio Network.
Enjoy more ways to save at Kroger, like low prices in every aisle. And when you download the Kroger app, you can clip and save more with digital coupons every week. Plus, you can earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. At Kroger, you can enjoy more ways to save and more rewards every time you shop. So it's always easy to save big every day with savings and rewards. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply. See site for details.
Whatever your passion, South College can help you succeed doing something you truly love. For me, that's surgical technology. Surgical technologists are vital to surgeons and an essential part of the surgical team. The South College Associate of Science in Surgical Technology program is designed to provide students with training to help care for patients, prepare surgical supplies, maintain aseptic conditions before and during surgery, and assist surgeons during surgical procedures. To find out more about South College's Atlanta or Marietta campus, visit south.edu. South College, where dreams find direction.
Give me directions to Cool Today Park.
Getting directions. Would you like to add a racetrack freeze blast to your route?
Oh, yes, please.
Updating route. Now getting on fast track.
Amazing.
Don't let a pregame pit stop slow you down. Take the racetrack route and get on the fast track to game day with a cold, refreshing freeze blast. Racetrack, proud partner of the Atlanta Braves at spring training.
After the Blue Jays push across 2 in the bottom of the 4th inning, we head to the top of the 5th. They lead 2-0 over Atlanta. New pitcher for the Jays is right-hander Jeff Hoffman. He'll be the 3rd pitcher of the day. 71 appearances last year in Toronto, a 4.37 ERA. Had 33 saves over the course of the season. It's a 4-pitch mix, 4-seamer, slider, split, and sinker.
Jeff Hoffman settles a blue glove right at the belt, kicks and delivers. Conley leading off the 5th, takes a ball outside. So it's Conley, Compton, Luke Williams, 8-9-1, just like we started at the top of the 3rd. Blue Jays struck for a pair in the home half of the 4th. That's where the score sits, although the Jays have 1 hit to the Braves 3. Conley bounds this foul right behind him. It's 1-1. Talking about Jeff Hoffman, so many years with Colorado, then with Cincinnati, Philadelphia for a pair of seasons where he was an all-star in 2024. Last year, he was John Schneider's go-to guy in the 9th inning. Like Jim McKay, who did ABC's Wide World of Sports, once said, the thrill of victory, the agony of defeat. I don't know if anyone experienced that more starkly than Jeff Hoffman in the postseason last year. Struck out Julio Rodriguez on a terrific slider to end Game 7 of the ALCS, 1-1. Clips the outer 3rd, 1 ball, 2 strikes. And then a slider that he threw to Miguel Rojas that didn't break at all on a 3-2 pitch with Shohei Ohtani waiting on deck in a 4-3 game in the 9th inning of Game 7. That tied the game. The Dodgers, of course, went on to win. 1-2 is spoiled again by Conley, dribbling behind him once more.
You know, the worst part about that is that his fastball is plenty good enough to get by Rojas, and the only spot Rojas can hit a homer is to left field. Well, what do you usually catch out front? The slider.
1-2. It's the fastball this time, and it's high and away. And I wonder throughout this offseason when Jeff Hoffman was training and when he was sitting at home alone with his thoughts, he wondered what could have happened if he threw that fastball to Rojas. 2 balls, 2 strikes, slightly bent at the waist. Now the righty straightens up. 2-2, and Cal watches low. And a 3-2 count.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that haunted him pretty bad. He signed a big 3-year, $33 million deal last year. The first half did not go well, but that second half was pretty good for Hoffman.
3-2. Cal swings and misses. It is the fastball. He beats him with heat for the first strikeout and the first out of the fifth.
Good fastball at 96 miles an hour.
First baseman, number 79.
So now Drew Compton, switch hitter who singled off Dylan Cease, starting pitcher today for the Jays. That was back in the third inning. Well, bat from the left side against the big righty Hoffman. 6'5" righty sends it home and misses inside with that slider. Mentioning the Blue Jays, that thrilling Game 7 of the World Series last year. 1-0. Compton takes a strike. It was such a good series, Nick, and it was such a great game. It will stand the test of time, and you have a roster like any Major League roster. It's mixed out of top draft picks, star players, journeymen. 1-1 over the shoe tops. Surprise heroes like Ernie Clement. And because of that game and the stakes and the context of who they were going up against, they're all household names now, including Jeff Hoffman. Unfortunately, for the reasons that he wouldn't want. 2-1. Compton tied up, rolls this up the middle, backhand chance for Schneider, stumbling throw to first in time.
What a play by Davis Schneider. Going to his right, didn't have a chance to turn and throw, just kind of threw underneath. Little sidearm right on the money. Get out 2 of the inning.
And I had a chance earlier in the ball game at a diving attempt. Didn't need to dive that time, but it was a stumbling throw that he submarined on the money to Riley Terada at first base. 2 up, 2 down for Hoffman. Now Luke Williams for the third time today. He'll wait back on a slider that snaps in for strike 1.
But you think about going back to the Blue Jays and the World Series run. You think about teams that this happens to, where it's a team that wasn't expected to get there. They get there. You see these household names now.
Foul back.
And a lot of times it's about getting that opportunity. Trey Savage, now a household name, right? Expected to do big things here. Ernie Clement, didn't know a ton about him. Knew he was a good defender. Didn't know how clutch he was. Alejandro Kirk, we knew about him, but we hadn't seen him on the big stage. It's just fun to see these guys get that opportunity to succeed.
0-2, Williams swings and misses. Jeff Hoffman bookends the 5th inning with strikeouts. 1-2-3 go the Braves in the top of the 5th. 2-0 Blue Jays on the Braves Radio Network.
You need all the energy you can get for game day. Luckily at Georgia Power, we know a thing or two about saving energy. We understand that energy costs are an important part of your budget. That's why we're dedicated to providing tools and assistance that can help make a difference, so you can save your energy for the game. Visit georgiapower.com/myenergy to learn more.
Hey, baseball fans, if you've ever dreamed of going on the ultimate road trip, this one's for you. Grand Slam Getaways offers bucket list bus trips designed for fans who love the game and want to travel in style to multiple major league ballparks. All trips depart from Atlanta and include great tickets, hotels, side trips, and even some player appearances. Tours include at least 2 Atlanta road games, so get ready to root for the road team. Check out this year's trips at grandslam-getaways.com. That's grandslam-getaways.com.
Imagine parking your Lexus NX in front of a cafe, but you're not in the driver's seat. You're outside, virtually parking it with your phone. As your finger glides over the touchscreen, the NX makes another precision move. The Lexus NX, featuring available advanced park with remote park. Any car that doesn't offer this sense of control is a car that stops short of amazing. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Always pay attention to vehicle surroundings during use. Remote park requires operator to have key fob and interact with compatible smartphone. Review owner's manual instructions before operating.
All value games at Truist Park get you $15 tickets, $10 parking, food and beverage offers, and more. Learn more at braves.com/value.
Still 2-0 here in Dunedin. Toronto leads over Atlanta. The new pitcher for the Braves is left-hander Jose Suarez, 5'10", 225 pounds. We saw him 7 times in Atlanta last year. He had 1 start. That 1 start was a big one. 7 innings, a 2-run baseball against Washington in a doubleheader.
Stout left-hander on the mound. Short stride, sweeps the leg and deals. And Terada strikes one to deep center field. Azokar's going back. He's at the wall. He's looking up. It's gone. Halfway up the batter's eye on a solo shot for Terada that makes it 3-0. His first of the spring.
Wow. Fastball out over the plate, and Terada absolutely blasts this ball off the center field wall. Not the way you wanted to start for Jose Suarez. He's making his third appearance of the spring. Hadn't allowed an earned run in 4 innings of work until this one.
Well, it was a middle fastball and a perfect swing for Terada. Blue Jays have scored in the last 2 innings. Suarez misses outside. Ball 1 to George Springer. J.R. Ritchie takes the Braves through 3 innings today. Turns things over to Suarez. Get you the final line for Ritchie after this 1-0. It's high and wide. 2 balls, no strikes on Springer. 4 innings, a hit, 2 earned runs. 4 walks, 2 strikeouts. Started the game in the zone, then the command started to drift around the strike zone. That's where Ritchie found himself in some trouble. 2-0. Big chopper, slowly hit. Williams has to come in, but it takes a very playable hop, and Springer, this early into the season, not even into the regular season, jogging up the first base line, will be retired easily. No need for Springer to bust out of the box and cause any injury.
You know, speaking of J.R. Ritchie and having that opportunity to pitch at the big league level this year when they are eventually going to need him, Jose Suarez has that opportunity as well.
Left on left, it's Jesus Sanchez. And Sanchez bounces this foul right at his feet.
And for Suarez, last year went 5-1 with a 3.5 ERA. Had 11 starts between Gwinnett, Columbus, and Rome. It's a 5-pitch mix, 4-seamer, not overpowering, but he's got a great changeup to go along with a slider, sinker, and curveball.
Terrific changeup. 0-1, bounce right back to him. Suarez holds on, then exhales all the air out of his lungs as he tosses over to first base. That got on him in a hurry. 1-3 put out and a couple heartbeats skipped.
It pays to be in a good position when you release the baseball. Suarez does a good job of being squared up the home plate. Otherwise, this ball is not caught.
Well, it's definitely knocked down, just not with leather. Tyler Heineman swings and misses, stumbling out over the plate. So run in for the Jays, solo homer by Riley Terada. You never want to give up home runs to the number 9 hitter, and definitely not on the first pitch. 3-0 lead for the Jays. No balls and a strike. Suarez against Heineman. 0-1. A little south of the strike zone. And Jays coming into today on a little bit of a roll. Won 4 straight. They're losing 3 of their first 4 to open up Grapefruit League action. That's wide, 2-1 the count. Getting to the point of the game where we could see some changes that don't involve the pitcher. This is the first one made by Walt Weiss, going from Ritchie to Suarez. 2-1. Lasered out toward Williams. He climbs the ladder and snares it. What a play. Luke Williams takes flight and comes down without number 3. Nice play by Luke on a laser hit, 101 out to him by Heineman. Switch hitter retired, but a run in on that solo shot by Terada, and a 3-0 Jays lead into the 6th inning.
If you like to do this, or that, or even that, and you want to stay with it, Emery's got your back, or your shoulder, or your hip, or your knee. Our sports medicine specialists treat more world-class, professional, and college-level athletes than anyone else in the state. We'll treat you like a pro and get you back in play. That's the Emory difference. Make an appointment at emeryhealthcare.org/sports.
Enjoy more ways to save at Kroger, like low prices in every aisle. And when you download the Kroger app, you can clip and save more with digital coupons every week. Plus, you can earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. At Kroger, you can enjoy more ways to save and more rewards every time you shop. So it's always easy to save big every day with savings and rewards. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply. See site for details.
Are you passionate about healthcare? South College offers a Bachelor of Science or an Associate of Science in Nursing program that could be your path to making a real difference. And after completing your program, you'll be eligible to take the NCLEX RN exam. South College offers modern nursing labs, simulation labs with viewing rooms, computer labs, student center study areas, and more. Visit south.edu today to learn more about South College's Atlanta or Marietta campus. South College, where dreams find direction.
3-0 here in Dunedin. New pitcher for Toronto will be Tyler Rogers, the free agent acquisition for the Jays this offseason. Did a tremendous job last year between two teams, 81 games, a 1.98 ERA. Only had 48 strikeouts in 77 and a third innings. Sidearmer, sinker, slider guy. That fastball only sits about 84 miles per hour.
Yeah, you look at his baseball savant page. It is a contrast in bright red and navy blue. Fastball velo 1 percentile, averages about 83.5 miles per hour. Go up against Ben Gamble to start, and Gamble takes a little low from the side-arming Rogers. Meanwhile, what does he do really well? Well, he rarely gives up barrels, and he basically never walks anyone, Nick. It's a 1-0 to the outside corner to even the count.
You know, it's such a crazy delivery, and it brings back some memories of some older guys that used to throw right off the dirt, and he's had a ton of success. Took him a long time.
Bouncing ball down the first base line. Backhand stab by Terada. He'll take it himself. 1 down.
But it took him a long time to really get recognized for the good work that he's done. You take a look at the appearances, and you're looking at 68 appearances is the least amount of appearances he's had in a season since 2020, and obviously that was a shortened season, but he led the league with 80 appearances in 21, led the league in 2024 and 25 in appearances, and the ERA for his career is a 2.76, so he's been great for quite a while.
Kyle Farmer now. There's that frisbee slider. It's called a ball. Heineman would like another look, so he's going to call for a challenge. Animation lights up in left center field. It was a ball. And also tell us how close. Half an inch. I think you said this a few weeks ago. ABS Challenge is telling us a lot about how good these umpires are. 1-0. That's lifted towards center field on a line and down for a base hit. Farmer turned a sinker around, and he's aboard with one away in the 6th. Braves down 3-0.
Speaking of umpires and the ability to call strikes and balls correctly, I mean, to think about these challenges are typically within an inch and a half off. And when you take a look at a ruler, that's not a whole lot. They've been great, and they continue to be great, but this holds them a little bit more accountable. I like it.
Now the DH, Brewer Hicklin, with Farmer aboard. After a liner right back up the middle. Rogers deals. This is swung on and lifted in the air. Right field side, falling quickly and falling out of play. Nathan Lucas on the charge, trying to track that down. 2 steps out of his reach. A long foul ball for Hicklin, who will walk down the first base line back to his barrel.
I'm going through Tyler Rogers' history of salaries, and he made $730,000 first year of arbitration, then $3.2 million, 5.25, and just signed that 3-year, $37 million deal.
Good for
this
him.
Past offseason. His brother, twin brother, has been making money for quite a while, but he's a typical over-the-top lefty who throws 95.
Might be time for Tyler to pick up the check at some family dinners. 1. Oh, look out. It hits Hicklin. He spills onto his backside. Hicklin slow to get up. As Farmer trots down to second base, the concern momentarily with Hicklin as he staggers to his feet, ditches his protective gear, and now is going to walk very gingerly up the first base line. Very rare that you see a sinker get away from Tyler Rogers like that.
But it's bound to happen from time to time. Hit him right on that left ankle.
Yeah, that was Cobra Kai style. Swept the leg right out from Brewer Hicklin, just above his left ankle.
Sometimes I'd rather be hit by these guys than try to hit them.
How effective Rogers has been over the course of his career, I'll give you no argument on that. Here's Deshaun Kiersey Jr. Rogers back to work, and he snaps a slider in for strike one. Farmer at second, Hicklin at first. Braves looking to get on the board. They're down 3-0. Top of the sixth. A 1 swing and a miss. There's the sinker. If you start him with that frisbee slider that just crawls over the strike zone, that sinker looks a lot faster than 82, doesn't it?
Yeah, and the crazy part about it, too, is it's kind of tunneled in a different way than most pitchers are tunneled.
0-2. Check swing by Kiersey. He held up. Sinker ran just off the plate.
So it's tunneled from the ground up, and you have the slider that goes up and the sinker that goes down. Now, the slider does go up to start out, and then it just splits.
1-2 from Rogers. Kiersey fouls it back. Lives to see another.
And if you think about a regular traditional pitcher, you're looking from top to bottom, so your fastball stays up and your breaking ball goes down, and this is kind of reversed.
It has that weird action optically, and really that's what matters. It's just how you visualize it as a hitter. Radar gun kind of just confirms what you're seeing, but it almost looks like it's rising. 1-2. Kiersey cues it off the end of his bat. Goes foul right by Jose Azocar. Then on the other side, you have that rising, or effectively rising slider from Rogers. Hayden Harris on the other side, who've gotten to see in Grapefruit League action. He's got that fastball that has that vertical attack. Same thing with Didier Fuentes. Makes it so hard to barrel up. 1-2 is lifted well out toward left center field. Varsho back with urgency to the track. Leaps and makes the catch. Dalton Varsho crashing into the pads with his right shoulder. Takes a hit away from Deshaun Kiersey Jr.
One of the best center fielders in the game, making it look pretty easy. Does go pretty far to his right in that gap and finds the track. One leap, hits the wall, and it's kind of a casual catch on a very difficult play.
And that illustrates the best defensive players, right? Make the tough plays look graceful. He did there. Now Zokar with 2 on and 2 away. Braves try not to squander the scoring chance against Rogers. This will be flipped in the air, tailing off the right field side and foul. Three to nothing Toronto, top of the sixth. Some white puffy clouds emerging over right field. 0-1 outside, jumping out of the crouch Heineman to bluff a throw to first, but nobody's covering. Hicklin's there. Farmer after a single on a liner back up the middle at second base. And Jose Azocar in the box from the right side, slightly open stance. Rogers dips and deals. Swing and a miss. It is only 83 miles per hour, and yet he's late.
It's hard to pick these guys up, and that was the biggest problem I had with sidearmers is how do I keep it simple enough to pick up that release point? Because it's totally different than what you're used to picking up.
First and second, but a 1-2 count. Here it comes. And Azocar hits a bouncing ball that climbs over Rogers, kicks off the Calder, a shovel to second, a close play, and out at second base. Brewer Hicklin with a head-first dive in full gallop. Cut down at second on the fielder's choice. Rogers leaves a pair, and the Braves are scoreless through 6. 3-0 Jays. To the home half we go on the Braves Radio Network.
Jeff Francoeur here to talk with you about your car insurance. You got to have it, so you might as well work with a company that invests your dollars right back into your community. Georgia Farm Bureau Insurance supports grassroots efforts that strengthen rural communities and protect farms and products growing here in Georgia. You can rely on them for quality insurance coverage and to help protect our access to local food. Get a quote at gfbinsurance.com, Georgia Farm Bureau Insurance.
Here's a club you'll want to get into, Club Citgo. It's the super easy app that opens the door to great fuel savings and more. Sign up and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up, plus everyday savings that really add up. You can also enter our sweepstakes with multiple winners and giveaways, like free gas for a year. And Club Citgo makes paying easy with a convenient mobile pay feature. So welcome to the club where all the action is. Download Club Citgo today. Savings good up to 30 gallons, only at participating locations. Data rates may apply.
When it comes to shipping, Saia Freight and Logistics delivers a grand slam. As the exclusive freight and logistics partner of the Atlanta Braves, Saia provides comprehensive nationwide service focused on customer satisfaction. For over a century, Saia has delivered the smart solutions and reliable shipping businesses both big and small depend on. When service is everything, it's a yes. Step up to the plate with Saia. Visit Saia.com. That's SAIA.com.
The Braves Country Music Fest at Truist Park is June 13th, featuring Cody Johnson, Ella Langley, and more. Get tickets at Braves.com/Braves Country Fest.
We're at TD Ballpark in Dunedin, Florida. 3-0 Blue Jays. Jose Suarez against Addison Barger in a left-on-left matchup to start the bottom of the sixth. And Barger with a swing and a miss. One-handed finish and a wraparound that almost caught a piece of Sandy Leon. That was a wild swipe and a miss by Barger to start this sixth inning. 0-1. Another swing and a miss and another one-handed finish. Well, Suarez has him off balance, at least to start. Nick Green joining me on the broadcast. Jack Johnson with you. Gorgeous day at TD Ballpark in Dunedin. Producer engineer Jonathan Chadwick in the booth as well. Got a great view of the action. Here's the 0-2. Barger strikes out swinging. Suarez went to the changeup that time, his best weapon, and he sits down Barger on 3 pitches.
The straight carved him up to first pitch slider, second pitch curveball, so he changed the break of it and then goes change up lefty. Big quick work of Barger.
Barger up there with aggression on his mind as Varsho swats one down the left field line. That'll be a foul ball. And why wouldn't you be, really? After the first pitch that Jose Suarez threw to Riley Terada, after entering the game for J.R. Ritchie, was turned around and blasted off the batter's eye in center field. 0-1 to Varsho. A high fly ball, right center field. Gamble and Azokar on the chase. Azokar extends the leather. It kicks off the heel of his glove and falls onto the warning track. It'll be a double for Varsho.
Good swing by Varsho, and that lefty-lefty matchup. The one thing you have to worry about is getting that breaking ball down in the zone. If it's up in the zone, the lefty can typically see that and put a pretty good swing on it. That's what we saw with Varsho.
And why do they love Dalton Varsho in Toronto? A lot of what has to do with the last sequence that we've seen over the last 5 minutes as Davis Schneider bats from the right side. Suarez glances to second. Over the top delivery is low on a slider. It's because Varsho, with a leaping catch in the top of the sixth to take a hit away and run-scoring chance from the Braves out of their grasp. In left center field, he leapt and then crashed into the wall, robbing the Braves of a scoring chance, and now he's given the Jays a scoring chance with his double here. Bounce foul down the third base line by Schneider. 1-1 the count. A pinch runner in the game now for Varsho. This is Jonathan Clase. White number 8 on his royal blue jersey. Leads off the bag. Suarez glances in that direction. 1-1 is high and wide.
You know, it's crazy when you think about Varsho's career. When you go back and look, if you remember, he was a catcher as well. He's a Gold Glove center fielder, but he has 61 starts at the catcher position.
That's a very good point. 2-1. Bends down and in. Easy take for Schneider. 3-1 the count. And to start as a catcher, then go to the toughest outfield position to play and make it look so graceful, that's impressive.
It was a nice get for them in a trade with Arizona.
Diamondbacks didn't exactly get fleeced on that trade either. They got major leaguers back. 3-1. Change up, hangs in there. Schneider says, let's see it again. So it's 3-2 for now. If Schneider's correct, he walks. If he's incorrect, the Jays are out of challenges. Those are the stakes. Animation lights up. He is correct. Ball 4. By 0.7 inches.
And you think about that Dalton Varsho trade. You're right, to a degree. Lourdes Gurriel was in that trade going to Arizona. Same with Gabriel Moreno, who was a top catching prospect. But both teams had different needs, and it worked out.
Nathan Lucas bats from the left side. He reaches down, golfs the first pitch skyward, off the third base line, and out of TD Ballpark. So now Varsho out of the game with Clase pinch running at second. And a pinch runner on for Schneider. Carlos Mendoza at first base. Nathan Lucas in the box. He was in the starting lineup in right field. Lucas with an involuntary check swing on a pitch that buzzed the tower. He held up. It's 1-1. A walk and a sacrifice fly that scored the second run for the Blue Jays in the fourth. Left on left. Suarez seeing a lot of lefties. 1-1 to the plate. Ground ball up the middle. Tough play for both the middle infielders. Neither will get it. Williams had a chance with a dive. He comes up empty. A run will come home to score. That's Clase. The throw goes to third, and the runner behind him advances in Lucas. He's into second base with an RBI single, and the Jays lead 4-0.
Suarez got the ground ball he wanted, but right back up the middle. Zokar ends up overthrowing the cut. Now you have runners on second and third. Jays now lead 4-0.
So another pinch runner in. This is Yoendrick Pinago. Now at second. Infield is in with one down, and the Jays on top 4-0. Josh Kasevich in from the right side. Will swing through a changeup for strike one. Best pitch for Suarez his entire career. Came up in the Angels organization. Bounced around a little bit since. Spent time with a lot of different clubs in the Braves farm system last year. After dealing with injury, 0-1. Spiked low. Leon with a nice block. Holds Mendoza on at third. Pinago at second, running for Lucas after his RBI single. So Lucas officially 1 for 2 today. Pair of RBIs. Or 1 for 1 correction on Lucas's batting line. 1-1, tap foul. Kasevich had to reach out and get that pitch off the northeast corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The shortstop from Palo Alto. Interesting for Kasevich to chase there because he almost never does. Chase rate was below 20% in the minors last year. He's faced some big league stuff with Suarez on the mound. From the third base side and the infield in. Runners at second and third. 1-2 on the way is slashed foul in the air off right field. Suarez approaching 30 pitches. That was a fastball above the zone at 94. He'll deal another 1-2 to Josh Kasevich. Here it is. And Kasevich smacks this on the ground. Diving snag at third. Throw to the plate. Leon's tag on the money. They got him. Great play at third by Farmer. Sliding stop to his feet. His throw to Leon on target enough for Leon to reach across his body and make the tag. And the Braves deny a Blue Jays run.
Great job by Farmer. One step to his left. Pretty hard hit ball, but able to clear some lane. And Sandy Leon, good job getting inside the baseline, even though Mendoza is running in the grass, way inside the grass. You're able to get to play at the plate.
A couple of big league veterans. Leon, a World Series champion in 2018 with the Boston Red Sox. It's Piniago at third now with 2 down, and Tirada fresh off his home run on the first pitch against Suarez. Now Suarez first one home to him, and no part of the strike zone outside. Kasevich, after the 5-2 put out, denied a run for the Jays. He's at first. Piniago at third. 4-0 Blue Jays. The bottom of the 6th. A 1. Change up. Dots the zone. Rather, the count flips to 1 ball, 1 strike. That was the 30th thrown to the plate by Suarez so far today. On in relief for Richie. 1-1. Popped up off the fists and muscled down the right field line. Compton's going after it, looking over his shoulder. I don't think he ever located it. Falls in front of his feet. These are tough plays to make in the Grapefruit League. We've had swirling wind throughout the month. Not a ton today, but you look up and kind of blind.
I've had some pretty rough ones out there. Every time I see the sun bouncing off the seats, and it just feels like it brings me back to those old days, not being able to see the ball from third base going to second. These windy days, ball up in the air, tough to see.
That's home plate umpire Darius Gainey calling timeout and awarding it to Tirada. That's got to be terrifying.
The worst part that can happen is you don't have your sunglasses on, but they're on your hat. And you miss a fly ball. Not that I've done that before.
Not that you would admit to it either, as Suarez picks back to first.
There's no video evidence, so we're good.
And nobody's getting paid enough to go through the archives. Maybe someone can dig something up on Nick Green. Suarez holds it at the belly. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Wipe out, change up to strike out Tirada. And that has to feel good for Jose Suarez. After Tirada took him deep on the first pitch he threw in the 5th, he strikes him out to end the 6th. But the Jays tack on another. It's 4-0 Toronto after 6 on the Braves Radio Network.
If you like to do this, or that, or even that, and you want to stay with it, Emery's got your back, or your shoulder, or your hip, or your knee. Our sports medicine specialists treat more world-class professional and college-level athletes than anyone else in the state. We'll treat you like a pro and get you back in play. That's the Emory difference. Make an appointment at emeryhealthcare.org/sports.
Visit the spring home for your Atlanta Braves, not far from the #1 beach in the U.S. Take a road trip to Northport in Sarasota County, Florida for wide-open outdoor adventures and lots of family-friendly fun. You can even dine at the Tomahawk Tiki Bar at Cool Today Park and see the Braves spring training stadium. Check it all out at visitsarasota.com and start planning today. That's visitsarasota.com.
Attention Braves country, get ready for Braves Country Fest, starring Cody Johnson. With special guest Ella Langley.
Come on, baby. It's cruising Texas.
Plus Ernest and Mackenzie Carpenter. Saturday, June 13th, Truist Park. Get tickets now at livenation.com and braves.com. Presented by Truist.
Blue Jays scored 2 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th, and 1 more in the 6th. We're into the top of 7th. They lead 4-0 over the Braves. New pitcher for Toronto will be the right-hander Louis Varland. Last year, 4-3 with a 2.97 ERA over 74 games. It'll be a 5-pitch mix. Four-seamer sits 98. Curveball, slider, sinker, and change.
And a host of changes for the Blue Jays. We'll get those to you over the course of this inning. Sandy Leon in from the left side facing Varland. Varland twists and deals. Leon takes a fastball a little north of the zone, ball 1. Varland after Rogers, who followed Jeff Hoffman. Tommy Vance, Dylan Cease was the starter. Hoisted in the air down the left field side. And out of play. Rafael Antigua is the new left fielder. 1-1. Leon pulls this out on a line to first, and that's snared by Sean Keys, who is in for Riley Tirada. Cal Conley will see the plate for the third time today. And as Cal steps up, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Braves radio network.
Atlanta Braves spring training is live on WIFN Atlanta, a Dickey broadcasting station, 1340 and 103.7 FM.
Conley swings and misses. Hard fastball from Varland, 99 miles per hour for strike one. Charles McAdoo is in at third base. 0-1. Conley pops this up. McAdoo sprinting back down the left field side. Lantigua hustling in. He'll call off his third baseman and make the running catch. And those plays are always tough, Nick, but especially when you got all new guys out there that really haven't worked together all that much.
Yeah, it's challenging, and a lot of times you see that in spring training is you still have to go for the ball when you think you should be able to get it. Now, you have to communicate well. It's a little bit easier when the crowd's not going crazy, but you got to be careful in those situations.
First one home to Compton. That sings outside, ball one. Arjun Namala is the new shortstop. At second base after he pinch ran in the prior inning. Here's the 1-0. Compton takes a little outside. Is Carlos Mendoza. Sean Keys at first. Lantigua in left. Jonathan Clase's into the game in center field. Hendrik Piniago is in right. Called strike on Compton. And behind the plate, new catcher as well. So Heinemann's day is done. As Varland flashes the leather, Brandon Valenzuela sets the target, and Compton swings and misses. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And it is a horrible day to run out of correction tape.
Right at pencil, you don't have to worry about it.
2-2. This is lobbed down the left field line. Lantigua moving toward the line will reach up and make the squeeze. 4-0 Toronto. 1-0 in the I told you so's from Nick Green to Jack Johnson. We'll take a break, come back. This is the Atlanta Braves Radio Network.
Hey guys, it's Chris Domino. Have you noticed cracks in your walls or around doors or windows? Or how about cracks in your bricks outside? That means it's time to pick up the phone and call the only foundation repair company in Atlanta with professional engineers on staff. Engineered Solutions of Georgia, they offer lifetime warranties from trusted professionals who will fix it right the first time. And they're a proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs. Do not wait until it's too late. Call 678-ESOG now.
678-ESOG now. Hi, it's Chuck Dowdle. If you're ready for a better checking account, my friends at Georgia's Own Credit Union can help. Open an all-access checking account for Georgia's Own, and you'll get access to more than 30,000 surcharge-free ATMs nationwide. And get paid up to 2 days early. Best of all, for a limited time, earn a welcome bonus when you open a new all-access checking account. To learn more, visit georgiasown.org. I'm Chuck Dowdle, and I'm proud to be one of Georgia's Own.
Georgia's Own is federally insured by the NCUA. Restrictions apply. Visit georgiasown.org for complete details.
Napa has the parts and the expertise to help your business stay ahead of the game. That's why Napa is a proud partner of the 2025 Atlanta Braves. 2 legends driven to win from the field to the open road. While Napa is powering fleets and garages across the country, the Braves are delivering pennants, MVPs, and championships. So no matter the size of your business, Napa are the pros that know how to keep you moving at full speed.
The Braves have over 20 gate giveaways this season, from bobbleheads to wearables. See them all at braves.com/promos.
4-0 Toronto. We have stretched out at TD Ballpark. Jose Suarez, only man on in relief for the Braves today, and a host of changes around him. There's a ball outside to Eloy Jimenez, who is on deck in the bottom of the 6th. We'll catch you up on those changes throughout this home half of the 7th. 4 hits for either side, but 4 runs on the board and a 4-run lead for the Blue Jays. Behind the plate, let's start there. This is Jair Camargo. Jordan Groshans is the new first baseman. Colby Jones at second. Cody Miller at short. John Hill into the game at third. 2-0. Jimenez watches a strike that's stuck to the bottom of the zone. So it's Jimenez in for Springer. Now the 2-1. He'll watch south of the zone. Springer went 0 for 3 today. Three balls, one strike. Suarez, the short stride back, sweeps the leg. The 3-1 is a changeup high and wide, and Jimenez draws a 5-pitch walk. Patrick Cloesy is in left. Eric Hartman is in center. And that should be Owen Carey in right field.
Did you invest in whiteout tape?
Somehow we have resuscitated it to life. Lantigua takes a ball outside. I think pencil might be the way to go in spring training.
You'll get there.
Still taking off the rookie stripes here. Complete line change for the Braves around Suarez, who remains in the game, his third inning of relief. 1-0. This is Rafael Lantigua. He'll take a ball outside.
Suarez having a little trouble getting out front with the fastball. A lot of arm side leakage right now.
He's at 39 pitches. Jimenez at first. Number 40 on this 2-0. To the outside corner, he gets a called strike from Darius Gainey. Four nothing Toronto in the bottom of the seventh. 2-1 on Lantigua. And Suarez will step off just momentarily. So again, for the Braves around the diamond, Jordan Groshans at first, Colby Jones at second, Cody Miller at short, John Hill at third. Get you the outfield after this 2-1. And Lantigua pops this foul. Patrick Cloesy in left, Eric Hartman in center, Owen Carey in right. It's Jair Camargo behind the dish. And a bunch of those changes for the Blue Jays coming in the prior inning as well. So now they're getting their first at-bats. It's Lantigua in the box. Locked in an even count. The break even. Floats outside. Another changeup. Just not enticing enough for these hitters.
Yeah, it's a little bit too much to the arm side, not getting it to cover part of the plate to start out. It still has that good depth to it, but it's not starting out as a strike.
As we look out to left field, nobody's throwing at the moment. Suarez glanced to first. Now the 3-2 is rolled up the middle. It's a staggering Cody Miller who reaches out and has it glance off his leather into center field. That could have been a chance to turn a double play. Instead, Jimenez at second. And Lantigua able to filter one through the Braves' middle infield.
Good pitch. Got the ground ball that he wanted. Just out of the reach of Miller at shortstop.
That will go down as a base hit. So here's Brandon Valenzuela in to catch the rest of the game. Ninth game of spring training for Valenzuela. 5 of 15, 2 RBIs and a double. With the Jays up 4-0. Suarez to the plate, and this is cranked out to deep left field. This is headed for the horizon. It's gone. It's a 3-run homer. Valenzuela strikes on the first pitch he sees, and the Jays lead 7-0.
Trying to sneak over a breaking ball right down the middle of the plate and right into the happy zone. First home run of the spring for Brandon Valenzuela.
He knew it as soon as he hit it. Right in the wheelhouse. Now Charles McAdoo, the new third baseman, and he'll take ball one. Now the misses have been consistent for Suarez, mostly to the arm side for the lefty, pitching from the third base side of the rubber. 1-0. Rides outside. Now Jair Camargo is going to meet with his veteran left-hander. Braves have scored 17 runs over their last 2 games. Lost one, 9-8 to Tampa Bay. Then facing Minnesota yesterday, won that game 9-8 and had an 8-run first inning. Braves have not been shut out in Grapefruit League action so far. Only lost a total of 3 games. 2-0. McAdoo waves and misses.
Up in the available in 89, Blaine Abeda.
And now some action in the Braves bullpen. Blaine Abeda getting loose. Base is empty, but a 3-run home run already slammed out of TD Ballpark by Valenzuela. 2-1 on McAdoo. Is lifted high into the air into right field. Carries back to the track in front of the wall. He will make the chest-high catch. And finally, the first out of the 7th.
Suarez had a little trouble, obviously commanding all of his pitches, but also staying off the barrel. Giving up 8 hard-hit balls in 2 innings.
Jonathan Clase into the game in center field, and Clase will take strike 1. Suarez lands that on the outer half. Next one will be number 50. Suarez holds it in a red glove. Set right in front of his belt buckle. Short stride back, kicks and deals. And this time misses on the glove side over the shoe tops. "28-year-old from Nagua, Venezuela. 1-1. That's clipped foul. That caught a piece of Camargo. He's able to hold on in the leather. It's a nice snag by Camargo. He's got the reflective orange sunglasses on. Really bright day in Dunedin, and not a lot of places to find shade at this ballpark. Have an outfield catwalk that is absolutely slammed today. A lot of folks out there. Here's the 1-2. Again outside. Suarez, who made his major league debut in 2019, pitched with the Angels up until 2024. Last year, his first season in Atlanta. Good numbers when he was up at the major league level. 1.86 ERA. A long hold. He'll deal with 2 seconds on the clock in the 2-2 outside. Another substitution awaits on deck for the Jays. That's Mendoza. 3-2, tap foul by Clase.
Base attendance 5,115, 5115.
7-0 Blue Jays. 3-run home run in this inning by Valenzuela. 3-2. Pulled on a bounce. Sliding. Stopped by John Hill. Throw to first, and a nice dig by Groshans. John Hill flashing leather at third base. Another highlight reel play in Grapefruit League action this year. And that'll be it for Suarez. Phenomenal play by Hill, who has played mostly on the left side of the diamond here in Grapefruit League action. Today he's at third base. That got on him in a hurry. He was able to make the sliding snag. So Suarez will depart. Abeda will jog in. With 2 outs here in the 7th inning. Abeda looking for just 1 more out to get the Braves back to the bats in the 8th.
Hey, going back to that play by Hill, nice job on the one hopper, creating a little bit of space by opening up, dropping back a little bit. I think that's the hardest play for an infielder who hasn't played over at third base a lot. making sure that you're able to go quick with your feet. And then also, once that happens, set up and get a good throw off to first base. But John Hill's been pretty impressive all the way around so far this spring.
Walt Weiss, who just removed Jose Suarez from the game, hands the baseball to righty Blaine Abeda. We were talking to Walt Weiss before the game, asking about John Hill. He has played nobody more than John Hill in Grapefruit League action in 2026. At just 19 years old, Hill has been really impressive. And Weiss mentioned he's got all the stuff. He's got all the tools. And Weiss thinks he's going to also grow into his frame a lot more. The bat's there. He's got terrific arm strength. That's why he's at the hot corner. And a player that Atlanta and Braves fans can be excited about in terms of the future. So now Abeda into the game. Third pitcher on for Walt Weiss and the Braves today.
This will be his third appearance of the spring. 2 innings, an earned run, giving up 1 hit. It was a home run, walked 2, and struck out 2 so far this spring. But going back to Hill, too, and a lot of times these young kids, for him, example, he's playing shortstop, might not end up there, but you don't want to push him off that position too soon. And I don't think we'll be seeing him at third base a lot, but you still want him to play the middle of the diamond until he tells you he can't play there. And so far, he's been pretty good and pretty impressive all the way around.
So Carlos Mendoza will bat. New second baseman for the Jays. Abeda on the mound. Wade anchored on his back foot. Drives home a fastball across the letters for strike 1 for now. Mendoza has called for an ABS challenge. Darius Gainey announces that over the PA. Animation lights up in left center. It was a strike. Tire baseball tucked inside the zone.
All inside the zone, too. All inside the zone.
With room to spare, at least in ABS world, where we're dealing with fractions of inches. 0-1. That's a little high. In fact, talking about the ABS challenge, Nick, you were calling that game with Ben Ingram that ended on an ABS challenge. Braves and Jays last week.
I was, and you think about some of these calls, I think it's going to be interesting at the end of the game.
1-1. Rolled sharply to the right side. A diving attempt by Groshans, and it breaches right field under his leather. Well, a base hit pulled to the right side by Mendoza, and he's aboard with 2 outs.
I love it, too, just for the fact that there have been so many calls over the years where games end in different scenarios. They miss a strike call that would have ended the game. Now it's a home run or base hit or whatever it may be. But now, if you strategically challenge calls, you might get that opportunity late in the game to finish a game on a ball strike, ABS style.
Strategy will be so fascinating as it develops. This is elevated off the third base line by Piniago, new right fielder, and out of play. Runner on first. That's Mendoza. Their 2-out single. Facing Blaine Abeda on for the third time in the spring. He was a catcher growing up. Didn't really start pitching until he got to college. 0-1, ripped down the right field line, but out in front of it, a touch Piniago will whistle it foul. 0-2. Was initially signed by the Yankees, wasn't drafted in that 2020 draft. Of course, that draft truncated down to 5 rounds during that pandemic season. Abeda likely would have been drafted out of Nevada. Was a starting pitcher for 80% of his career in the pros. Until he was a reliever last year. 0-2. Didn't get all the way through that fastball. It's off the northwest corner. And ball 1. Last year, pitched exclusively with the Columbus Clingstones, new AA affiliate for the Braves. West Central Georgia along the Chattahoochee River. 3-1, 2.29 ERA for 43 appearances, a team high. 1-2. On the outside corner, he rings up Piniago again for now, but it's going to be confirmed at the plate.
He wanted the challenge, too, and it didn't have any more left.
And they were out of challenges. And that's how the book ends on the 7th. 3 in for the Jays, a 7-0 lead. The Braves with work to do when we come back.
When the game is on the line, you need a team you can depend on. The same is true when shopping for a luxury vehicle. That's why I depend on the winning team at Jim Ellis Cadillac.
Enjoy a quick, easy, and convenient shopping experience with a team of experts you can trust.
Find your new Cadillac at JimEllisCadillac.com or stop by for a VIP shopping experience just inside I-285 on Peachtree Boulevard.
Jim Ellis Cadillac, where you can always expect the best.
It's rolling. That jackpot's rolling.
Got yourself a scratcher that didn't win? Well, my friend, it still could, because now all non-winning scratchers can be entered to win the Rollin' Jackpot, which grows and grows.
That jackpot's rolling.
The Rollin' Jackpot, another way to win from the Georgia Lottery. Learn more and enter at galottery.com. Play responsibly.
Braves fans, when you listen to the game, you know there's more happening than what shows up in the box score. The same is true after a truck crash. These cases aren't like car accidents. Different rules, different playbook. I'm attorney John Foy, the strong arm. I know how trucking companies move fast to protect themselves and what they hope you never find out. If you've been hit by a big truck, you need someone who's ready to step up and swing for the fences. Make the right call. Attorney John Foy, partner of the Atlanta Braves.
Toronto scored in each of the last 4 innings, now lead 7-0 over Atlanta in the top of the 8th. The new pitcher for the Blue Jays is left-hander Brendan Little. Last year, 79 games, led the league at a 3.03 ERA in Toronto.
Cody Miller's the new batter. He's also the new shortstop, and he'll take a ball low from the lefty, Brendan Little. Well, if John Schneider loved Jeff Hoffman on in relief, he was enamored with Little. Like you mentioned, those 70-plus appearances led the league. Struck out 6, walked 3 in the spring so far. Miller takes in tight, ball 2.
And I think this is interesting, too, when you look at the numbers on a guy like Brendan Little. He's essentially a lefty specialist, but with the 3-batter minimum, you don't typically have that anymore.
2-0. Slow chopper up along third. McAdoo charges, gloves, exchange, throw. Never going to have a chance. Miller runs too well for that and beats it out for an infield single.
Good job getting out of the box by Miller. He said no shot for McAdoo, but when you think about lefty specialists 3 years ago, you bring him in for a hitter, pull him back out. Now you have to strategically do it, and they've done that with Brendan Little. Only 68 1/3 innings pitched, but he had 79 appearances last year.
New right fielder Owen Carey takes up and in, ball 1. Into the game for Ben Gamble. Gamble went 1 for 3 today. Braves haven't homered so far today. Didn't homer at all yesterday after they slugged baseballs on Sunday. This is tapped out in front of the plate, and it hits the batter running out of the box. And so Carey is going to be called out. That was a swinging bunt, and then he ran right into it.
It's something you don't see all the time.
I mean, he hit that straight down, and because of that, it had some weird spin.
And he looked up, and the ball was on the ground.
It was almost backspinning toward him.
Right in the forearm.
And right off his wrist. Now John Hill, great sliding stop at third base in the prior inning. He'll wave through strike 1. A sinker with a lot of bite to it for Little.
On deck for Atlanta, 96, Ethan Workinger.
0-1. Ethan Workinger on deck for the Braves. A 1 pitch. Check swing by Hill. Yes, he did. And that call is made behind the plate by Gainey. Hill batting in the Kyle Farmer spot. In the Hicklin spot, it's Workinger. Oh, 0-2 on Hill. The pitch from Little. off the outside corner. Nice take by a young man with 2 strikes.
Brendan Little has good stuff, too. It's mostly sinker curveball. Sinker sits about 93 with a pretty devastating curveball. Also has a cutter and a 4-seamer as well.
Entering his 3rd season with Toronto, age 29 season against the 19-year-old in the 1-2. Hill has to skip rope. Thought he got hit by the pitch. Is looking back at Gainey. Surprised because Gainey does not agree with him. Hill very surprised there. It was a cutter right over his right cleat. And if it didn't hit him, it definitely disturbed his shoelaces. 2-2 from Little. Again, right over his shoe. Hill hopscotches back out of the way. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Sixteenth appearance in the Grapefruit League for 19-year-old Hill. On this 3-2, he'll strike out swinging. Little not messing around there. He goes to the sinker at 94 and powers it past him.
Pitch hitting number 96.
Hey, what do we give Owen Carey's play? Is that a 2U?
97, Riley Frey.
In the scorecard, it is a 2U.
2U.
Catcher unassisted. Ethan Workinger takes a called strike. From Encinitas, California, right by San Diego. Originally signed out of San Diego City College. No balls in a strike, a closed off stance for Little. 0-1 to the plate. Work checks his swing, got pinched a little bit, held up, and landed in tight, ball 1.
97.
Reached back for something extra there. Workinger, who hits velocity very well. He had 16 homers to lead AA Columbus last year. 1-1 off the plate, including a 3-homer game where he nearly hit for the home run cycle. And a solo homer, then a 3-run homer, then a grand slam. Had a chance for a 2-run homer late in the game. Was called for batter's interference. 2-1. Roped into left field with some topspin. That's in for a base hit. Workinger is 1 for 1 today. 2 aboard with 2 away for the Braves. Cody
Nice
Miller
swing.
down to second.
Got himself into a pretty good count. Got a good pitch to hit. Nice line drive to left.
Now Patrick Cloesy. First and second. Miller the lead runner. Workinger the trail runner. An infield single and a liner over McAdoo's head at third base. Left on left. Little closed off set. And the pitch. Cloesy watches a strike and wants to watch it again. He'll call for an ABS challenge. Kind of twisted his front shoulder out of the way to sell that was in tight. Here's the animation. It was a strike at the northeast corner. Stapled by half the baseball. So now Little lets the left arm swing. Once again, comes set. Cloesy can almost read the 54 on the back of his jersey. 0-1 from the lefty is swung on and missed.
You can certainly see why John Schneider likes Brendan Little. Stuff is electric. Last year, a 44% swing and miss rate, 31% strikeout rate.
He'll pitch for his second strikeout in this 0-2 with 2 on. Here it comes. And Cloesy taps this out in front of the plate. Sprinting out to get it, Valenzuela. He'll pounce on it, throw a laser to first. That gets Cloesy and retires the side. 2 hits, still no runs for the Braves. They're scoreless through 8, and the Jays up 7-0.
Hear that? That's the sound of a car rolling into Valvoline Instant Oil Change. The sound of another savvy driver getting an oil change from trained pros. The sound of not having to leave your car while we quickly change your oil. At Valvoline Instant Oil Change, there's no hassle with appointments or dealer wait times. That's one smart bell.
When life throws you a curveball, whether it's water, fire, or mold damage to your home or business, you need a winning team. You need ServPro. ServPro's licensed, certified, and highly trained team of experts are here to help, offering fast, reliable, professional restoration services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. As a proud partner of the Atlanta Braves and Braves Country, our teams are committed to performing at a championship level. When disaster strikes, call ServPro and make it like it never even happened. Hey, Braves fans! SeatGeek is the official ticket marketplace of the A, meaning SeatGeek is the official ticket marketplace of... The official ticket marketplace of...
That ball was crushed.
And...
Did you see that?
Whether you're buying or selling tickets to Braves games or to any other live event across Braves country, SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets so you can be part of every home team win. SeatGeek, the official ticket marketplace of...
Let's go Braves!
All value games at Truist Park get you $15 tickets, $10 parking, food and beverage offers, and more. Learn more at Braves.com/value.
The Braves have got J.R. Ritchie, Jose Suarez, Blaine Abeda, and now the new pitcher for Atlanta as they trail 7-0 in the bottom of the 8th. As left-hander Riley Fry spent time across 3 levels last year. Rome, Augusta, and Columbus, a combined 4.37 ERA. 80 and a third innings, punched out 83, set to face 8-9-1 in the order for Toronto.
19th rounder of the Braves in 2023 out of the University of Wisconsin at Milwaukee. Wisconsin native delivers to Arjun Namala, and a foul ball sent soaring right back toward us. Strike one. Like Nick mentioned, 7-0. Toronto Blue Jays. Scoreless until the 4th when the Jays put up a pair against J.R. Ritchie. They've scored in every inning since. That's a little low. Including a 3-run home run in the bottom of the 7th by Brandon Valenzuela off Jose Suarez. No, not the day that Braves pitchers were looking for. In a rough stretch of late for Braves pitching in Grapefruit League action. 1-1 off the end of the bat, punch to the right side. Grosjean snaps it up on twin hops and makes the play himself, tapping the bag at first.
First baseman, number 89, Sean Keys.
It was nicely done on a very hard-hit baseball. So Namala retired, and now Sean Keys, who is in for Riley Terada. Fry delivers, and a left-on left, and a fastball punctures the zone for strike one. Braves yet to be shut out in the Grapefruit League in 2026. There's a ball outside.
Did you watch the Team USA game last night versus Mexico?
Well, the United States won. Interesting comments, though, from the Mexican manager. I don't know if you caught those. 1-1. The whistle's off the plate.
I actually did see that. I don't know if I'd necessarily agree with it.
That's a lot of confidence, and you got to have it.
Benji Gill saying that they would beat USA in the championship game. They played them right.
2-1 outside. That is exactly almost guaranteed a victory, and we haven't started the knockout rounds yet.
Jaron Duran had a couple of home runs for the only offense for Mexico.
3-1 here. And a strike outside corner.
The United States had a massive 5-run third inning. Aaron Judge hit his second home run. Roman Anthony his first.
He is going to be a star. Payoff. And Keys takes a fastball outside, ball 4.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what Roman Anthony does this year, having the time he had last year, and he is destined to be a superstar. Paul Skeen just punched out 7 in 4 innings. No big deal.
Fry delivers. Eloy Jimenez takes a strike.
And the news that Skubal, Ben and I talked about this the other day, that Skubal actually will not make another start, which was the original plan, but verified now.
Unfortunate. A 1. And Jimenez takes a strike. They understand it from the Tigers' point of view. They're committing this money to Tarek Skubal to be the best pitcher they have right now, and hopefully, in their eyes, the best pitcher in baseball. In Skubal's eyes, he wants to be out there representing his country and his team, and I think he should have the right to make that decision. Hill makes a backhand play, stumbling as he falls to the ground, throws down to second, and on one bounce, it's Colby Jones on the back end to get the force. So White keys off the base path, Jimenez on at first, and John Hill sliding everywhere to make a couple plays in the hot corner.
Yeah, good job getting to the ball to the backhand side, but got his feet tangled up a little bit. One hopper over to second base. Good job by Jones, just making sure he catches the ball, gets the out.
Almost looked like the rug came out from under him. Now Jimenez at first, 2 down. Bottom of the 8th. Lantigua takes high and away. In all likelihood, the last at-bats for the substitutions for the Jays. Lantigua singled in the 7th inning and then scored on a 3-run homer by Valenzuela, who waits on deck if Lantigua can reach. There's a called strike by Fry, and that was well located right out the knees.
A good breaking ball, starts as a ball, and catches that outside corner. Good pitch.
Young lefty, 23-year-old. Turned 24 this year. The baseball at his back. Now he comes set with a closed-off stance, and the 1-1 is chipped into Camargo's glove for strike 2. Just thinking about what Benji Gill said, I don't know if I would have given bulletin board material. I can understand to one team, that's typically the way it goes when you guarantee a victory. To 3 teams, any team they face in the knockout round is going to say, hey, they don't even care about you. They just want the United States.
I'm just good telling your own team that. You say it to the media, just stirs stuff up.
1-2 pitch. Got him swinging. Fry climbed the ladder and defeats Lantigua. Muscled that fastball up and in. And Fry ends with the strikeout in the 8th. Nice play by Hill at third. Nice work by Riley Fry. The unlefty retires the Jays without a run. First time since the 3rd. Braves have work to do. They're down 7-0 going to the 9th.
My name is Patrick, and I'm the Military Outreach Manager at the Warrior Alliance. I served in the U.S. Army as an airborne ranger and deployed to several combat zones in support of the global war on terror. Veterans bring excellence through our work ethic, skills, and civic duty. However, transitioning to civilian life can be difficult, as we all share a loss of purpose when leaving the military. Returning veterans have earned and deserve our support so they can thrive on their journey home. The Warrior Alliance understands the challenge and is helping warriors navigate to success after service. Join us in changing thousands of lives for the better. Donate today at thewarrioralliance.org.
A golf instructor who knows technique can improve an aspiring pro's swing. But one who really cares can help transform a career.
There he is, your new champion.
When you team up with someone who knows a lot and cares even more, you're unstoppable. At Truist, we believe the same is true for banking. Truist, leaders in banking, unwavering in care. Truist Bank, member FDIC, leading based on top 10 U.S. commercial bank.
Attention Braves country, get ready for Braves Country Fest, starring Cody Johnson. With special guest Ella Langley.
Come on, baby. It's cruising Texas.
Plus Ernest and Mackenzie Carpenter. Saturday, June 13th, Truist Park. Get tickets now at livenation.com and braves.com. Presented by Truist.
It's a 7-0 game here in the top of the 9th inning. Toronto leads Atlanta. New pitcher for the Blue Jays will be right-hander Connor Seabold. Spent time in the big leagues between 2 teams last year, Tampa and Atlanta. 7 games total between both of those with a 4.35 ERA over 10 1/3 innings.
That's the new center fielder, Eric Hartman. He'll bat from the left side against the righty Seabold, and the pitch climbs the ladder, misses high. Originally drafted by the Orioles in the 19th round back in 2014 from Newport Harbor High School, Newport Beach, California, in Orange County. Kicks and delivers. And clips the top of the zone, strike 1. Braves will be heading out there. And And now Hartman wants to see it again. Braves do have some challenges, and Hartman, nice call. It did miss a little high, officially by 1.5 inches, which is miles in ABS world. Braves open the season at home against Kansas City. And the Sacramento Athletics roll into town. 2-0. Be clipped into the glove of Valenzuela. 2 balls and a strike on Hartman. First road trip. Got a good one. Arizona and Anaheim. 2 places you want to be in early March. 2-1. And a fastball powered to the inner half. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I'm actually excited to see the A's this year. A lot of good young talent over there.
Intriguing club for sure. 2-2. Hartman chased something off the inside but spoiled it.
There's some pretty decent expectations for Kansas City as well. So even though those 2 series don't look like a whole lot on paper, but should be pretty 2 good series to open up the season.
And a great litmus test for the Braves under Walt Weiss. 2-2 popped out of play. A good energy about this ball club in camp this year. This team already coalescing around Walt Weiss in his first year as manager. 2-2, bounce foul by Hartman off the label of his bat.
I think just like any team, obviously the Braves got up to a pretty tough start last year. It felt like they could never find any rhythm to get on any kind of winning streak, but to get off to a good start is going to be huge this year.
Another 2-2, and Hartman down swinging. Elevated fastball. Hartman could not catch up to it. Seabold strikes him out for the first out of the 9th.
And talking to Walt also, just mentioning there's a different vibe this year, and a lot of it has to do with how the season went last year. A lot of guys underperformed. They're back, and they want to prove something this year, so it should be a whole lot of fun.
Jair Camargo in the box from the right side to watch a ball away.
We actually should get Ozzie back in the next few days. I think they have one more game in the WBC.
1-0. Backs up on Seabold. He's missed outside. Now he's missed inside. It's 2 balls, no strikes. Yeah, the Braves, very frustrating season last year, 76 and 86. It's the first time the club had finished 4th or lower in the division as Camargo takes a strike since they finished last in the NL East in 2016. It's an organization accustomed to success. It's a fan base that expects a team at the very least to contend for a division title. 2-1 off the end of the bat to the pads and 2-2.
And I think as a player it hurts too. And I've been on teams that didn't have success in the postseason but were really good in the season. I'd never experienced where the expectation was so high and you fail in the regular season. But that's what happened for the Braves last year.
2-2, bounce foul. That's wide to Tommy Watkins, one of the new additions to Walt Weiss's coaching staff this year. I talked to Tim Hires, Braves hitting coach, prior to the game as well. One thing he mentioned that stuck out to me, there was a lot of very talented players have a bad taste in their mouth about last year. 2-2, fouled straight back. There's an element of pride there for professional baseball players that have experienced so much success to get to this level, to stay at this level, earn the contracts that the Atlanta Braves organization is paying them. And they want to perform to their own expectations as well. I don't think anyone has higher expectations for the Atlanta Braves than the Braves themselves.
Cannot disagree with that.
2-2 from Seabold. Camargo not going down easy. He watches a fastball off the plate.
Camargo says ball as the ball's crossing the plate. I love it.
Braves still looking for a run. Camargo's seeing it well. 3-2. Well, he can call that one ball 4. He'll draw a walk. They're batting for Sandy Leon. New catcher down to first base. Here's the new second baseman for the Braves, Colby Jones.
And speaking of guys with a little bitter taste in their mouth, Michael Harris was on foul territory yesterday, I believe.
First one to Jones. And a fastball outside.
And he mentioned, and there's always this idea going around that you sign a contract and you feel secure and you take it easy. He said, no, that's not the case. I want to prove that I'm worth that contract.
Seabold blazes through a fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I think there are a lot of guys on this team who would feel the exact same way. And you're thankful for getting that long-term deal, but you want to prove to everybody that you're worth getting the deal.
1-1. Clicked off the end of the bat and foul. Well, you think about it from Michael Harris and the way his life has gone. Growing up in Georgia as a massive Braves fan, he gets selected to play for the team he grew up cheering for, playing with a lot of the players that in his teenage years he was a fan of, like a Ronald Acuna Jr. in 2018. Here's the 1-2 on Jones, and he got him swinging. 2 down. Now Groshon's the new first baseman. He has that great breakout rookie season. A nice season to back it up in 2023. Goes through struggles, and I doubt in his mind's eye when he was dreaming and playing for the Braves that he would go through struggles like that, especially with the start he had. Now, how does he respond after an up-and-down season in 2025? That'll be one of the focal points. Groshans takes a little high.
I heard somebody mention the other day, with the help of Antoine Richardson, does Michael become a 30-30 threat now? And that's possible.
It's certainly in there, and you know you'll get great defense. 1-0, and Groshans watches a change up, a little heavy and in tight. Ball 2. Now Braves down to their final out. They were scoreless through 4, and the Jays scored in the 4th, 5th, 6th, and 3 in the 7th to lead 7-0. The exclamation point on a good offensive day and a really good pitching day that was started by Cease, and John Schneider will hope it is concluded by Seabold. That was a 3-run home run by Brandon Valenzuela in the 7th. Made it 7-0. 2-0 on Jordan Groshans. Spins outside. It's Camargo on it first after drawing a walk. Bright sunny day. Braves bats have gone dark though. 3-0. Back down Main Street for a called strike. The Braves will enter this season without question. Big question mark in the starting pitching side of things. 3-1, swung on and missed. Full count with 2 down. Got to see maybe a candidate to contend for a rotation spot in J.R. Ritchie. Started impressive. Dealt with some turbulent innings, but started with 3 scoreless without giving up a hit. Toronto put up 2 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th, 3 in the 7th. And the Braves 1 strike away from being shut out for the first time in the Grapefruit League in 2026. The payoff pitch. Lifted out toward right field. Sprinting back near the warning track, it's Piniago. He's got it. The Jays shut out the Braves 7-0 on Tuesday afternoon. Cease started it. Seabold ends it. It's a 9-inning shutout of the Braves offense. The Jays offense on the other side erupts for 7 runs. And the Braves lose for just the 4th time in Grapefruit League action this spring. Come back, take a look at the totals, preview tomorrow. Jays win it over the Braves 7-0 on the Braves Radio Network.
Have you ever wondered if there was something special you could put on your food to make it even better? There is, and it's called the Original Louisiana Brand Hot Sauce. Perfectly blending zesty peppers, tangy vinegar, and salty salt. The Original Louisiana Brand Hot Sauce makes curly fries into curl your toes fries, and every plate of nachos into nacho heck yeah. Only the original Louisiana brand hot sauce is bold enough to be the official hot sauce of the Atlanta Braves. That's Louisiana Hot. Buy you some.
I remember the hard road that led to this moment.
And the MLB Comeback Player of the Year is Atlanta Braves pitcher Johnny Venters.
Every day I work towards a better future for my family, my teammates, and my community. Having a setback in life can be devastating, but each challenge is a setup for your strongest comeback.
Braves win!
That's why I trust Globe Life. For over 125 years, they have been helping families protect their financial future. Globe Life. Make tomorrow better.
Strike three.
Good calls. They're great in baseball games, and they're even better when you need a law firm. If you've been in an auto accident and need legal representation, do yourself a favor and get the best call there is. I'm attorney Ken Nugent. My team will fight for you and stick with you from start to finish, working hard to get your money quick. Give our team a call. 404-CALL-KEN. One call, that's all. Proud partner of the Atlanta Braves.
Kenneth S. Nugent, PC, Attorneys at Law, 1355 Peachtree Street Northeast, Suite 1000, Atlanta, Georgia, 30309. The Braves Country Music Fest at Truist Park is June 13th, featuring Cody Johnson, Ella Langley, and more. Get tickets at braves.com/BravesCountryFest.
This spring and summer, the world's biggest names in soccer are coming to downtown Atlanta. Stay where the city gathers at Omni Atlanta Hotel at Centennial Park, just steps away from Mercedes-Benz Stadium and State Farm Arena. Skip the traffic when you stay with easy access to dining, entertainment, and the energy of Centennial Yards District. Book now and take advantage of special seasonal offers now before it's too late. Plan your spring and summer staycation at omnihotels.com/Atlanta.
Spring is in the air, Braves fans. As the Braves get Truist Park ready for opening day, it's time to get your lawn in shape too. As the official partner of the Atlanta Braves grounds crew, Pennington knows what it takes to grow a lush, healthy lawn. With over 80 years of history rooted right here in Braves country, Pennington helps you grow a yard you can be proud of. Gear up for spring with Pennington Grass Seed. Available at the Home Depot.
Okay, let's see. Spring brings...
flowers.
Nope.
Oh, allergies.
Nuh-uh.
Oh, deals on the entire Toyota lineup at the Ready, Set, Go event.
Bingo.
Lease a new 2026 Toyota Tacoma SR5 for $289 a month for 36 months. Offer valid through March 31st, 2026. Well-qualified lessees with approved credit through Southeast Toyota Finance. $42.88 due at signing. No security deposit. With select equipment. $350 disposition fee. Excludes tax, tag, registration, title, and dealer fees. See dealer for details. Toyota. Let's go places.
The Braves have over 20 gate giveaways this season, from bobbleheads to wearables. See them all at braves.com/promos.
Jays shut out the Braves. Here are the totals for the Blue Jays and John Schneider's club that improves to 7-8-2 in Grapefruit League action. 7 runs, 7 hits, 1 error. The Jays left 7 on base today. For the Braves, Walt Weiss's club falls to 11-4-2. No runs, 6 hits, no errors. The Braves left 9 on base, being shut out for the first time in this spring. Tommy Nance gets the victory. He's 1-0 this spring. J.R. Ritchie, who started the game for Atlanta, the Braves' number 2 prospect, saddled with the loss. He falls to 0-1. Time of the game, brisk 2 hours and 37 minutes. 5,115. We're here to see it on this Tuesday afternoon, the 50th anniversary of the Jays playing in Dunedin. They saw a victory, 7-0 over the Braves on this Tuesday afternoon, March the 10th. We'll come back. We'll take a look at tomorrow as the Braves return home to Northport. This is the Braves Radio Network.
Hello, I'm Neil Pruitt, Chairman and CEO of Pruitt Health. We believe seniors deserve independence with just the right amount of support. That's why our Pruitt Place assisted living communities are designed to help residents thrive. When more care is needed, you can count on the full Pruitt Health continuum with therapy, home health, pharmacy, personal care services, and skilled nursing available when needed. It's peace of mind for families and independence for the people you love. Visit PruittHealth.com to find a Pruitt Place near you.
Hey Braves fans, spring and warm weather are officially here, and you know what that means. Bugs, termites, mosquitoes, ants, and roaches will be out in full force. Luckily, you can trust the pros at Arrow Exterminators to keep your home pest-free inside and out. Arrow Exterminators protects homes and businesses and is the official pest control provider of Truist Park
in the Atlanta Braves, so you know that you're getting the best from the best. To set up a free pest inspection, call 888-GO-ARROW or visit arrowexterminators.com. That's 888-GO-ARROW or visit arrowexterminators.com.
A golf instructor who knows technique can improve an aspiring pro's swing. But one who really cares can help transform a career.
There he is, your new champion.
When you team up with someone who knows a lot and cares even more, you're unstoppable. At Truist, we believe the same is true for banking. Truist, leaders in banking, unwavering in care. Truist Bank, member FDIC, leading based on top 10 U.S. commercial bank.
All value games at Truist Park get you $15 tickets, $10 parking, food and beverage offers, and more. Learn more at braves.com/value.
Back at TD Ballpark in Dunedin, Blue Jays win it over the Braves 7-0. Our next broadcast will be tomorrow when the Braves take on the Tampa Bay Rays at Cool Today Park in Northport, Florida. Our Braves radio network coverage begins at 12:55 Eastern. First pitch to follow at 1:05 p.m. Be Nick Martinez going for the Rays. No record and a 9 flat ERA. For the Braves, Spencer Strider, 1-0 with 623. Earned run average so far in Grapefruit League action. For our studio producer and operator back in Atlanta, Joe Virgin, I'm Jack Johnson, alongside Nick Green and producer-engineer Jonathan Chadwick, saying so long from TD Ballpark in Dunedin, Florida. Once again, the final score, Blue Jays 7, Braves nothing. This has been Atlanta Braves Spring Training Baseball on the Atlanta Braves Radio Network.
Thanks for joining us for this presentation of Atlanta Braves Spring Training Baseball. This broadcast of Atlanta Braves Baseball is a presentation of the Atlanta Braves and Dickey Broadcasting Company, Atlanta. Any use of the accounts, descriptions, and audio of today's game without the express written consent of the Atlanta Braves Major League Baseball Club and Dickey Broadcasting Company is strictly prohibited. As the season finally gets rolling from Florida, count on the Braves Radio Network to bring you every single game live. Join us for the next spring training game right here. This is the Atlanta Braves Radio Network.
And the House settlement doesn't help either. This is now 2 major cases where college athletics has essentially said we can't win. They cannot win in court in a protracted case. They might be able to win on a TRO or something along those lines. Dan is up next in Georgia. Hey, Dan.
Hey, Paul. Listen, first of all, what I'm going to say about Kiffin is that he did a great job. Ole Miss was basically not doing real well after Hugh Freeze left us, and Matt Luke did a pretty good job considering holding the fort together. But the question I have with LSU is, how are they going to continue to do this? I mean, it's like, oh, we're going to put this money in there. Well, they're down 60 large, because who is going to hire Brian Kelly? They owe him almost $54 million, and they owe Scott Woodward about $6 million. I don't see those guys getting hired again. Now, he might be able to do something short term, but we'll see. And as far as Ole Miss is concerned, I got to say that it's kind of like a pro franchise now in college. And the chancellor or president has to be on board, the AD has to be on board, and the head coach has to be on board. And you have to have a very efficient collective and evaluating players. And that's what it's about. And we'll see what happens down there.
Hey, Dan, thank you very much. I hate to leave, but we're at the end of the hour. Adam Rittenberg joins us. We have had a busy first hour. Rittenberg tells us who will be on top next year. Your phone calls continue.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program may only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it could end your debt nightmare and save you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. For free information and to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, simply go online and visit DRA.com or call 800-433-8909. 800-433-8909. Again, that's 800-433-8909.
Earlier on Clinton and Friends.
You don't think that the reason why, I don't know, intramural sports in high schools across the country just don't exist anymore? It's because all they care about is being at the top instead of what sports are actually: recreation, camaraderie, teamwork, belonging. At some point, if we refuse to understand how much that part matters, the wins and losses are going to go away because nobody's going to care enough to show up.
Clinton and Friends, weekdays from 10 to noon Eastern on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Amber and Ian.
To Chris Canty's point, do you pay okay quarterbacks north of $40 million a year? The thing with paying Tua, that's what the market dictates. That's why Tua gets paid. You have to have a quarterback, and you can't let these guys that might be the guy walk. We've got 15 quarterbacks making more than $45 million a year last season. 6 made the playoffs.
Amber and Ian, weeknights at 7 Eastern on ESPN Radio.
Welcome to Men's Champ Week on ESPN.
It's time to get one of America's premier tournaments underway.
Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern, it's the Big 12 Championship. Then the ACC tips off at 8:30. And don't miss Championship Sunday. The SEC battles at 1 p.m., followed by the American Conference at 3:15. 4 championships, 2 days, 1 epic weekend. Champ Week, presented by Principal, exclusively on ESPN and the ESPN app.
ESPN is now the home of MLB.tv. If you have the ESPN Unlimited plan, you'll get a $15 discount on the 2026 seasonal MLB.tv package. And if you don't, no problem. When you sign up for MLB.tv, you'll receive a 1-month free trial of ESPN Unlimited. Cancel anytime.